It's the OIA Game of the Week. Tonight, we open up the OIA Division I League schedule, featuring teams that had a tale of two different non-league results to build up to tonight's opener. For the Nanakuli Golden Hawks, the non-league schedule proved to be a tough one, but they look to put that behind them. Their opponent tonight, the AIea, had a blemish-free non-league schedule to start the year and are looking to use that as a springboard into the league portion. Who will start their league play victorious? We find out now. Timmy T's Sandwich Shop proudly presents OIA Athletics on the Hawai'i Sports Radio Network on 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health,
creating a healthier Hawaii.
DSE Hawaii,
providing customer value.
And Dial Electric Supply,
Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier.
And now let's go to the campus of Radford High School. Here's play-by-play announcers Kyle Galdeira and Darnell Arceneaux.
Aloha and welcome to Radford High School. It's another edition of Friday Night Lights. Should be a fun one tonight as the OIA regular season kicks off between the visiting Nanakuli Golden Hawks coming in at 1-3 and the quote-unquote home team, AIea playing here at Radford, trying to start the season off on a good note. Kyle Galdeira, joined by my good friend and partner in crime, Darnell Arceneaux. Darnell, what are you looking forward to tonight? Should be a fun one.
You know, I'm looking to see this new passing attack by AIea and Elijah Mendoza, and seeing if, he had some success last year at Waipahu High School, and if that can carry over to his new team with AIea.
Yeah, it should be fun to see these players in action. I mentioned Nanakuli coming in at 1-3. They've basically played every week that you can have played up to this point, coming in with a 1-3 record, but they played great teams. They lost to KS Hawai'i, they beat Castle, and then they fell to Roosevelt and Damien. On the flip side, Na'ali'i coming in at 2-0. Common opponents there, Roosevelt and Castle getting victories. Basically, Castle rebuilding, so you can almost toss that one out. But the key common opponent there is Roosevelt. AIea beating them 30-23. Nanakuli being upset by Roosevelt 18-7. Now, as a former football coach and now an athletic director at Waialua, Darnell, how do you kind of read into that common opponent at all, or is it basically the start of a new season and that all goes out the window?
Yeah, you kind of set your schedule up in quarters. Your preseason, you have your camp, your preseason games, and once you kind of get through the first 3 games of your season, it's kind of a reboot. You know what kind of team you have, you know your depth, and you start to build for this first game that we're here today with. And so basically you have your identity, and both these teams, I think, want to run the ball and try to win at the line of scrimmage today.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because a breaking news item for our game today, Kanoa Torres, the usual starting quarterback for Nanakuli, has been ruled out with injury. So that means that Kingston Salausa is expected to start, and he's more of a running quarterback. He's a senior, 230 pounds, and that'll complement their other running backs in, Keohuhu and AJ Leitua and Zaid Kalua. So basically a 4-pack of running backs for Nanakuli. And I wondered, Darnell, if that means they're going to play more of that ball control offense tonight.
Salausa looks like a Thundercat He-Man type quarterback tonight, where they can run some wildcat. He's a big, strong kid. Watch him in warm-ups right now, really spinning the ball. If I was Nanakuli, I would try to keep this high-octane offense of AIea off the field. And so, running the ball, quarterback runs, short passes, keep moving the chains, and, obviously win field position. You always want to get 2 first down every series, so that even if you have to punt, you're winning that field position. So excited to see what Salausa is going to bring to the table tonight.
And talking about some of the passing game for Nanakuli, if they do air it out, definitely looking for Malosi Ma'aua and Richard Federico. They come in with a bunch of yards. Mua'aua has almost 19 yards a catch, so he could be a guy that if Nanakuli gets bottled up a bit, they start going the distance game with him.
Yeah, so if you're running the ball and you start to get 8, 9 guys in the box, look for some one-on-one big plays over the top. But, watching this warm-up, watching AIea, they got some cats. They got some guys that look like they can go with, Kakpal, number 7, and they got another speedster in Hiki, number 12. And I think those guys got some burners. And so, I think Nanakuli has their hands full with this passing game with Mendoza. And if AIea can protect at the line of scrimmage and give Mendoza some time, I think there's a lot of big plays to be made in the secondary.
That's a really good transition there, going over to Na'ali'i's offense. You mentioned Elijah Mendoza, quarterback coming back from Waipahu. He's a junior. already 513 yards in just 2 games, 7 scores compared to 3 interceptions. And then you mentioned Jeremy Cockball, the senior running back receiver combo. He already has 153 yards and 4 touchdowns through the air, 1 touchdown rushing. So he's, like you said in warm-ups, the guy to circle as far as people were looking for tonight.
You know, the other thing is, too, is with this AIea offense kind of spreading everyone out, you know, they got a big running back there, number 28, CJ, and, you know, the hair is flowing from the back of his helmet, and he is looking to hit somebody.
And CJ Yapo, you mentioned the senior running back, he's going to look for some blocking, and we're actually going to highlight some of the offensive linemen from AIea tonight, starting with Fidelis Maunoa, and he's a senior, first year playing football. He's actually a very good volleyball player. We'll see how his skills translate to the gridiron tonight. And a transfer from Georgia, Imari Thomas. He's a junior, and we'll see what the kind of retooled new-look AIea O-line does going up against the stout, staunch Nanakuli defensive line.
If you like some hard hitting and you want to hear some snot bubbles here and there and some sweat hitting the ground and not too much trash talking, but this is going to be one of those games, I think. It's going to come down to the fourth quarter, hopefully, and whoever has the ball last. And I think turnovers could be a big issue in this game. Again, season opener. You want to protect the ball. No flaws in your special teams. And so I think tonight's going to be a great night for football.
And we mentioned earlier that Kanoa Torres, the usual starting quarterback for Nanakuli, is going to be ruled out tonight with injury. And that sports injury report is brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, creating a healthier Hawaii. Speaking of Nanakuli, the visiting team tonight, let's look at some keys to the game. Obviously, their 5th game of the season, so they have some tread worn off those tires already. Trying to focus on the run tonight, like we mentioned already. Lean on the secondary to try to stop AIEA's passing game. And a couple of fun keys that the players actually provided us with from Nanakuli. I really like this one. More intensity, less stupidity. And my favorite, don't get lost in the sauce.
Don't get lost in the sauce. I tell you, all these players nowadays, they got too much swag. But, you know, you got to love they understand that they can't be giving up, you know, those bonehead penalties and hurting their team. So you love to hear it coming from their leaders.
And for Na'ali'i, some keys to the game. Find balance on offense. They can run it. They can pass it. They need to do both tonight. Limit turnovers, like you mentioned, Darnell. And, of course, win in the trenches. We'll see if they can come through tonight. Step away for the national anthem and Hawaii Pono'i. And when we come back, we'll have the kickoff between Na'ali'i and the Golden Hawks. You're listening to OIA Football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit TimmyT's.com to skip the line and order online today.
Here's the dream. Keep doing what you love. What drives you? What's your passion? Whether you're catching waves, climbing mountains, or playing with the grandkids, the choices you make now can help you keep living your life your way. At Hawaii Pacific Health, we're here to help you live healthier with preventive care and a personalized approach. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/healthierlife.
This is your home for Dallas Cowboys football. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join us all season long as the Cowboys look to defend their NFC East title and work their way towards Super Bowl 59. We'll bring you all the exciting NFL action each week. Dallas Cowboys football can be heard right here
on Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Brought to you by Ko'olau Federal Credit Union. No matter where on Oahu you stay, you can join Ko'olau FCU today.
Go Cowboys!
Dial Electric Supply is Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, serving commercial and retail customers alike. Located at 2240 Kalua Opalena Street, Dial Electric's expanded retail showroom features one of the largest selections of lighting fixtures, fans, and smart home lighting solutions. Schedule an appointment with one of their design experts to create a home lighting design that you will enjoy for many years to come. Visit dialelectricsupply.com or give them a call at 808-845-7811.
Honey, did you fix the door yet?
Don't worry, the best and brightest are on it.
Well, I don't know if I would go that far.
Oh, not me, dear. I'm talking about Kama'aina Handyman. They have the highest customer service ratings with over 1,000 reviews, and they're voted best handyman service on Oahu.
Oh, Kama'aina Handyman. They fixed our neighbors' windows.
Yep, I went to kama'ainahandyman.com, and they can fix our cabinets and closet doors too.
Huh, and now I don't have to worry about you breaking anything.
Huh?
Oh, nothing.
Mahalo, Kama'aina Handyman.
Here's the dream. Keep doing what you love. What drives you? What's your passion? Whether you're catching waves, climbing mountains, or playing with the grandkids, the choices you make now can help you keep living your life your way. At Hawaii Pacific Health, we're here to help you live healthier with preventive care and a personalized approach. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/healthierlife.
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit TimmyTees.com to skip the line and order online today.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Welcome back to Radford High School for our exclusive coverage of OIA Athletics. It's a Friday Night Lights special. Division I opener for both AIea Na'ali'i and the visiting Golden Hawks of Nanakuli. Darnell Arceneaux here with Kyle Galdeira. And Darnell, we talked in the pregame about some of the interesting matchups we're going to see. But what about just for both of these teams starting off the regular season? They've had some games under their belt. We mentioned AIea 2-0, Nanakuli 1-3. But like you said, you break that schedule into quarters. But how important is the actual season opener that counts in your league standings?
You know, one of the things that I remember when I was coaching is you always wanted to build depth in the preseason, and you want to stay healthy for this opportunity that we have here tonight with the season opener. So I think, you don't show all your cards. Everybody's got the huddle. They watch film. They're scouting you. So I think both these teams want to continue to work on their identity that we talked about in the opener, and then also just get some kinks out, whether it's a screen game, some big plays, trick plays here and there. But, one of the big things I think for both these teams is the quarterback play. What we've been seeing across the country, even in our state of Hawaii, is we produce some really good quarterbacks, and I think quarterback play here tonight can really get both these seasons opener off to a good start.
Yeah, it's a great point. Talking about AIea with Elijah Mendoza, they have a junior quarterback with a lot of great experience and a lot of great production already through the 2 games. We mentioned that so far 41 of 69, 513 yards, 7 TDs already, and we'll see what he does tonight.
That's the one thing too is he came from White Paul. You wonder is his chemistry good with his receivers. I'm wondering if that's his brother his brothers might be on this team, and just to see the chemistry. You have all summer. You're still limited what you can do, and sometimes it takes years to get on the same page with your receivers and your brothers. So I'm excited to see how he and his receivers. But it's been a good start, 2-0. I mean, he's got 500 yards, 7 touchdowns, and so I'm excited for that young man.
And pivoting to the Nanakuli side, we've mentioned it a few times, but if you're just tuning in, Kanoa Torres, the usual starter for the Golden Hawks, the quarterback, is out tonight with injury, and that means that Kingston Salousa will start instead. And he's more of a runner. He can throw the ball for sure, but I'm thinking that might actually help Nanakuli because they have such a good running game. They have a great offensive line.
Yep.
And maybe by focusing more on that, not only do they get production, but then you open yourself up for some big passing plays if that defense kind of creeps in, kind of sags too much.
With Kingston, you got to stay on page. You got to stay within the system. You can't get behind the chains. You got to stay on chart. You need to get positive yards on first down, create your third and manageable plays. If we're getting into third and 15s, third and longs, it's going to be a tough night for the Nanakuli offense.
And it should be interesting tonight. We mentioned this is an AIea home game. However, we are playing at Radford because AIEA's actual home field and home stadium are being renovated. I believe they're getting artificial turf.
It's been a long time. They're working on their female locker rooms, and I think they may be getting turf. I'm not sure. You know, with the way the state's working right now, it could be half turf, half grass, but I don't know.
Well, as the Waialua athletic director, you guys actually have a great grass field. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but do you intend to keep that, or are you going for turf?
I love the natural grass. We're in the country. It's hard to upkeep, but you know I love Waialua. The town loves the natural feel of the countryside, so we'll always stay true to who we are.
Okay, and I bring that up because the natural grass field here at Radford is in very good shape.
Yes.
And one of the reasons I bring that up is, how does that play into either team? Is that better for the running attack because it doesn't take as much toll on your legs? Or is it better? I'm thinking it's better for the running attack because it's not as quick of a turf as artificial turf, which benefits the passing game.
The first thing, it's a safer. I really like playing on grass when I play it. I think it gives a little bit better for your knees when you're cutting. And obviously when you fall down to the ground and get tackled, you're not falling on something that's pretty hard. So I really do like the natural grass. I think that if it gets rainy, if it starts to get a little drizzle where you can lose your footing, just like how your Green Bay Packers lost a lot of footing tonight.
I like how you snuck that in there.
You know, I had
to. Not
so
subtly.
The Eagles coming up big in their season opener, everyone, Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, boy. So we are just a few seconds away from kicking things off tonight. We mentioned Nanakuli, the visiting team. They're going to be wearing white jerseys and black pants with the black helmets. Na'ali'i wearing their all green, basically everything with white accents. Nanakuli will be kicking off, so AIea will receive. Nanakuli kicking from right to left from our broadcast position. And we are getting ready for the opening kickoff, powered by Dial Electric Supply, Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier.
Just something to look forward, keep an eye on is AIea only has 4 front guys up on the kickoff return. It's asking for a onside kick, so just put that in the memory bank. It could be a possibility here as we move on through the game. There's really no one right over the football right now.
Speaking of AIea, back to receive, at least the intended receiver is Jeremy Kakbal, their all-around star athlete. He runs it, he catches it, and he returns it. And this opening kickoff will actually go to a teammate who snags it from him out of the air. That looks like Taylor Chuck, wearing his Chuck Taylors. And immediately we have a penalty. Might be in the range of block in the back or blindside block. We'll see what the referees call tonight. Our head ref, Ray Pashon, a veteran, he's leading the referee crew as they get together in the middle of the field to talk it over.
Looks like it's going to be against.
I believe it's against AIea. And we'll wait and see exactly what it is.
No, it's against Nanakuli.
Wow, so personal foul, face mask on Nanakuli. So that helps AIea big time with that penalty. It'll be first down and 10 all the way at the 45 of Na'ali'i. So a great initial possession underway for AIea.
And it looks like AIea comes out an empty package with Mendoza at quarterback.
Yeah, trips to the far side, 2 receivers near side. Mendoza in the gun, clapping his hands. Right foot extended forward. Waits for the snap. Nanakuli's defense waiting for it as well. Here it comes, 5-step drop. Tossing down the field 40 yards away. Oh, it is caught, but out of bounds. A nice job finding his receiver. That is Andreas Adams, but just a bit outside, resulting in an incomplete pass.
Yeah, it's a good idea. He had trips to his left. He had 2 vertical routes by number 1 receiver, number 3. So they're just trying to really high-low that corner. I think he had a little bit more success looking inside. Watching these routes, Kakpal as a dude, he gets off the line of scrimmage pretty quick.
So put your coaching hat on. They're going back to the empty set here, 5 receivers out. Do you maybe go to a quarterback draw here, knowing that the defense is backed up a bit?
Yeah, you got a 5-1 box, a 4-1 box, so it can be a quarterback run here.
Mendoza, 3-step drop now. Wing whips it to the right side. It's going to be dropped though by Hiki Kim Choi Keb Alo.
I tell you right now, Coach, the offensive coordinator for AIea has done a really good job of understanding what he's going to get with this empty package. Be interesting to see if they motion a guy to the backfield to get to their run. CJ's not on the field, they're running back. But the empty look is really spreading out the Golden Hawks defense, and basically you're getting a light box. So quarterback scramble is also an option here, or getting the ball out quick like they try to do to Hiki right there.
So 2 incomplete passes to start the game for AIea. We are 19 seconds into this game. No score yet. Na'ali'i hosting Nanakuli here in the Division I opener in OIA play. Mendoza waits for the 3rd and 10 snap from his own 45. 5-step drop, looking left, throwing left, and just out of the reach of Kukpal, the top receiver. And just like that, a 3-and-out should result in a punt for Nanakuli.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You wanted that ball on first down. When you're being 3rd and 10, that little out route by the number 3 receiver is not going to give you that much. But Kukpal gives you so much yak, so much run after the catch. Sometimes as a quarterback, you want to get those plays early. But this is an offense right now going empty. They probably haven't shown a lot of this. When you throw 3 straight times in a row, you got to get something out of it. You got to get back on the rhythm.
Kim Choi Keb Alo back to do the punting for AIea. 3 incomplete passes for Na'ali'i to start things off tonight. AIea coming into this game at 2-0. Nanakuli at 1-3. A one-hopped snap taken by the punter, and he gives it a nice boot and a bounce. And it's going to be picked up by Nanakuli, and the receiver that is quickly tackled, and it'll be Golden Hawks ball. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to OIA Football, presented by Timmy T's Gourmet Grinders Sandwich Shop.
Home of the Los Angeles Clippers, KGU AM K236CR is the Hawaii Sports Radio Network on AM 760, 95.1 FM.
They might have saw something.
Kyle Galdeira and Darnell Arceneaux back here with you live at Radford High School. It's the home opener, and I say home in quotes because AIea is using Radford as their designated home field. AIea hosting Nanakuli, and as Kuli takes over on offense, Darnell, what did you notice from AIEA's offense there that maybe they can tweak a little bit?
You know, just coming out in empty, they might have saw something in some film that they saw, the matchups, the light box. Again, when you go 5 wide receivers out, either you got to move your middle linebacker out, you know, where you're getting a 4-1 box. So look to see some QB runs or some quick screens just to get them into some type of rhythm.
Nanakuli got away with a false start there, not called. It's going to be an end around, though. And the Golden Hawks immediately with some instant offense. And after starting at about their own 37-yard line, they're going to pick up 5 there. A nice job on the end around, getting some motion, moving the ball for the Golden Hawks.
Yeah, they get a little fly motion in there, giving a nice little fly sweep to the right offensive line. Does a great job of sealing off that right side of the defense and able to pick up 5 yards.
Mentioned Kingston Salausa, the quarterback for Nanakuli. He's taken the spot of the injured Kanoa Torres. So now in the shotgun is Salausa. He has a running back to his right. Now a receiver in motion, fakes the handoff, now gives it to the running back. He's going to bounce out to the right side, pick up another 4 yards. And so far, Nanakuli doing a good job, like we said in our keys to the game, moving the ball on the ground.
And I'm looking at big number 77, Kyoki Chun from Nanakuli is a monster. That offensive lineman, they're doing a really good job of moving the line of scrimmage. And again, we talked about it in the opener. Whatever team can move the line of scrimmage, dominate the line of scrimmage, will have a lot of success here tonight.
And Kyoki Chun actually gave us one of our favorite keys to the game. Don't get lost in the sauce.
Don't get lost in the sauce.
3rd and 1 for Nanakuli here, trying to get the game's first down. We are 2 minutes into this one, no score yet. Nanakuli driving from right to left. Handoff is made, up the middle goes the run, and it looks like it will be a first down. So just like that for Nanakuli, 3 runs, 3 positive plays, and a first down.
A little bit different from the AIea game plan, spread them out, 3 consecutive passes, but Nanakuli really trying to dominate themselves at the line of scrimmage with 3 straight run plays.
And just to kind of pull back the curtain a bit, we're having a tough time seeing the numbers of these Nanakuli players. So we'll try to get some identification on the running backs for you soon. It's been a positive start so far, though. 3 runs resulting in 10, 11 yards and a first down for the Golden Hawks. Now Nanakuli comes out in a trips left side formation. Shotgun snap is actually going to be handed off and that's a 4th straight run, and now a 2nd straight first down. That's 11 more yards as Nanakuli plunges into AIea territory at the 40-yard line.
And that was a nice run by number 27, Zaid
Kalua.
Nice inside trap. What Nanakuli does is they do a good job of kind of going, they go pretty much an empty package over with 3 receivers and a tight end. So basically they're an unbalanced formation right here, getting them to have more numbers when they pull that tight end to the weak side.
We'll see if Nanakuli continues to dial up their ground attack. So far 4 runs and all of them positive yardage gains.
See, there's no receiver to this left side, so they're unbalanced.
And the fake handoff is actually going to result in a screen pass to the right side. Nanakuli getting positive yards. However, it's a fumble. Ball's on the ground. Let's see. AIea recovers it. So just like that, our first turnover goes the way of Na'ali'i. And AIea will have the ball back after the first turnover of this game committed by Nanakuli.
You know, that was a great drive by Nanakuli. They were staying on script. They're staying ahead of the chains, getting big runs on first down, getting real nice, manageable third downs, and, you know, come out with the unbalanced screenplay. And then just the ball pops out. That's ball security here in the opener. You can't have it. But great job of AIea really forcing that turnover as the Golden Hawks were driving.
So we'll see what... Oh, pardon me. They're going to reverse it. Oh. It's actually going to be no gain. So there was a fumble. However, in the scrum, it looks like Nanakuli got it back. That's great for them. It'll be 2nd and 10 on the 40 of AIea. Handoff goes up the middle, and the AIea defense strong there as what looks like Zaid Kalua is gobbled up after a gain of 2. That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
And they got AIea has a really good-looking linebacker, number 4. I believe that's Peterson, really filling the gap. Anytime you see a tackle or guard pull, you really want your linebackers to fill those gaps, and he did a great job on that trap play.
So Kingston Salausa, the backup quarterback, getting the starting nod tonight. So far doing a good job of commanding the Nanakuli offense. 4 minutes gone so far tonight. No score. Nanakuli looking to change that as they have a 3rd and 8 at AIEA's 38-yard line.
This is where you got to be careful. This could be 4-down territory here, though. Receiver
comes in motion. The misdirection handoff goes to Zaid Kalua. He bounces it to the right side, picks up 3 yards. And Darnell, you nailed it. I think Nanakuli there was just trying to set up a manageable play here on 4th and 6.
And Nanakuli does a nice job with their fly motion and then end up giving their ball back to their running back to run a counter to the right.
And now a hurry up goes Nanakuli trying to get caught in a substitution. And now a hard count. Nanakuli trying to pull out all the tricks on 4th down. And it'll result in a timeout. Nanakuli will talk it over. And we'll step away for a break as well. We'll be right back. This is OIA Football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Ah, honey, did you fix the door yet?
Don't worry, the best and brightest are on it.
Well, I don't know if I would go that far.
Oh, not me, dear. I'm talking about Kama'aina Handyman. They have the highest customer service ratings with over 1,000 reviews. And they're voted best handyman service on Oahu.
Oh, Kama'aina Handyman. They fixed our neighbors' windows.
Yep, I went to kama'ainahandyman.com and they can fix our cabinets and closet doors too.
Huh, and now I don't have to worry about you breaking anything.
Huh?
Oh, nothing.
Mahalo, Kama'aina Handyman.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Welcome back to Radford. The 4th and 6th play was stuffed by the AIea defense. Lyric Anuenue got the reverse handoff, but instead of trying to get, or he tried to get, but instead of getting the 6 yard he needed, he actually got dropped for a 10-yard loss, and AIea will take over on downs. What do you think about that play selection?
You know, it's a tough one on a reverse because you're not going to get run gaps. You know, you're going to get more of a pass rush and blitz type of thing. So it's tough to down there, but you're looking to create something special in that moment. So not a bad call.
So AIea gets the ball for the 2nd time tonight, again in good field position at the 48-yard line on its own side of the field. Mendoza back in the shotgun, a running back to his right, sends a receiver in motion, and we're going to get a false start. One of the linemen got a little too antsy there. Maybe the motion caused them to jump.
Yeah, it's always whenever you get a fly motion or anything like that where those big offensive linemen got to stay in their stance for over, for 4 or 5 seconds. It's a lot of load up there. Big 78.
So 1st and 15 coming up now. 7:05 to play in the first quarter. No score yet in this opening game of the OIA D1 season for AIea and Nanakuli. 2 receivers to either side. The running back Taylor Chuck in the backfield with Mendoza. Here's the shotgun snap, low, picked up, now tossed over. That is Taylor with it. Pardon me, that is Chuck with it. And he makes the man miss, and he is gone. Oh, we have a flag on the backside. We'll see what that is. It might be holding, but for now it is an AIea touchdown, 57 yards unofficially for Na'ali'i.
And it could be a block, hold, something that's away from the ball. You, as a coach, you hate those plays because it didn't even have an effect on the play.
Right.
And it's on the opposite side of the sideline.
And I looked back just in time to see it. I think it was one of those where the lineman had the man pancaked.
Yes.
And instead of just getting up and letting him be, he kind of flopped on him like a fish. And because of that, he drew the referee's attention, got the flag, and we'll see what the call is here. This is a big play if it brings the score back. Oh, it is going to be holding. So that 57-yard touchdown run is negated, and instead it'll be first and about 27 for AIea.
Those are the bonehead plays that we talked about earlier. But great. AIea, the first series comes out in 5 wide receivers. Now they come on their second drive. They're going 4 wide receivers in the back. They got Chuck out of the backfield on basically a hot swing with pressure. So there was a bust in coverage, but great job of Mendoza finding his running back, getting the ball out early, and letting his guys do the rest.
So with now a first down and 20-something to go, Darnell, how do you kind of get back in a positive mindset as an
draw.
offense?
It's got to be a draw or a quick pass, something to screen right here just to get back to the chains.
Mendoza 3-step drop looking over the middle. It is successfully completed to Kukpal, and he makes a couple of men miss, and he gets almost back to the original line of scrimmage. So a great job there by AIea getting rid of those penalty yards.
Forget what I said. No screen, no draw. Just let's get the ball to Kukpal. That guy is a stud. Number 7. He looks the part. Really good after the catch. He's a guy, hit him on an arrow, hit him on a bubble. They end up running mesh concept, sending 2 receivers from each side, kind of creating a high-low, and Kukpal does a nice job after the catch.
So after that successful pass by AIea, 6:32 to go in the first quarter, we were back at 2nd and 10 at about the 48-yard line. Mendoza in the gun again, claps, gets the snap, quick pass to the left side. It's completed. And that one is, I believe, going to go to what we think is a relative, Evan Mendoza, out on the left side, the sophomore.
Nice job on the screenplay. Offensive lineman does a great job of really, but we always talk about offensive linemen on screens. One's got to get the lane, one's got to get the alley, and then just keep climbing. We tell the offensive linemen, never stop your feet. Just elephants in a parade and just keep running down the field. Make the receivers make your block right.
Halfway through this first quarter, no score yet. AIea looking to get something on the board with this drive. 3rd and 6 coming up.
Mendoza can use his feet. Sorry to cut you off, brother. The box is light. The linebackers are walked way outside. They're daring AIea to run the ball. 2
receivers to each side. Mendoza scrambles to the right side, moving the pocket, lets it go, and this one is going to be picked off. That's number 24, A.J. Letua, making the big play, the linebacker over the middle. And that's a big turnover by AIea. They turned basically a touchdown that was called back into now a turnover to Nanakuli.
Yeah, that's the way you want to roll out. Quarterback's right-handed. You want to roll him out to his right. What ended up happening as you hold the ball so long, underneath defenders start to creep back in those throwing lanes, and that's what happened. Great job by 24 of Nanakuli AJ making a play and not giving up on it.
Yeah, Letua also plays running back, so we could see him later in this game for Nanakuli, but he'll get a break for now. Golden Hawks getting the ball back. 5:38 left to go in the first quarter. No score yet in a defensive battle. Screen pass to the right side as Nanakuli doing a good job basically using that screen as an extension of their run game, and they pick up 4 there. 2nd and a long 6 coming up now.
That's a great job by Nanakuli. They end up basically running a bubble screen. It's called an arrow screen. It's basically a 3-by-1 formation and sending your number 3 receiver on a flat route and basically having your receiver, your slot in there, outside receiver blocking. But great job on blocking on the perimeter. and sealing those blocks up to get your running back on that swing out there.
So Nanakuli doing a good job of moving the ball so far tonight. Their only failure really was on a 4th and 6 play that went bad on a reverse. And so they are looking for positive momentum, and they get it on a big 8-yard run up the middle. That'll be another first down for the Golden Hawks. And so far, Darnell, that run game working to near perfection for Nanakuli.
You know, Nanakuli is doing what they came here to do. Win up front, stay on script. You know, their quarterback isn't a guy that's going to throw the ball. If he's got to throw the ball 30 plus times, you're not going to win it with that recipe. Their recipe is what they're doing right now. Let's ground and pound. Let's keep AIEA's high-octane offense off the field, and let's make it a game in the trenches.
And Kingston Salausa, the backup quarterback, like you said, sticking to the script, running the run game to near perfection. Trips to the near side, and it is going to be another handoff for Nanakuli. Bouncing to the right side is the running back, and he's going to be bottled up for a 3-yard loss. Good job by AIea. That looked like
number 4, Peterson. He is a dog. He's flying around, man. This linebacker's got good range. He's trusting his eyes and reading his keys and really getting home on these plays.
Yeah, Tavale Peterson, the junior linebacker, making a royale effort there.
Yes, he is. He looks the part. He's getting his guys, pumped up in the huddle, talking. Looks like he's one of the captains on defense. So this defense has really come to play against this Nanakuli team that's kind of had their way this first quarter. Nanakuli
chewing up a bunch of clock here. 3:30 left to go in the first quarter. Golden Hawks looking to get the scoring started. Oh, and almost picked off by AIea as that pass was kind of lobbed out there and not connecting with Vai Fanuaia was the backup quarterback Salausa. And just like that, it's now 3rd and long for Nanakuli. So AIea now trying to shift the defensive momentum back in their side.
And this plays into AIEA's hands right here. This is where they want Nanakuli, 3rd and 15. This is not a scripted play. You don't have too many 3rd down and long plays in your playbook.
Trips to the near side. Salausa back on the 3-step drop. His pass is caught, and then the receiver makes 3 men miss. He picks up 6 yards, and just about at the 50-yard line, it'll bring up 4th and 8, make it 7 for Nanakuli.
And I believe that was number 10, Ferris, for Nanakuli. He's a little shifty back out there. They need to try to find a way to get him the ball. AIea right now defensively is daring Nanakuli to throw the ball. You're getting a lot of man-to-man, one-high concepts and sending a lot of pressure to make sure that they have all the run gaps filled and probably freeing up Peterson.
Punt is away. AIea waits for it. It's a big booming kick, and it takes a nice Nanakuli bounce. And that's going to be fielded and down at about the 17-yard line. So flipping the field successfully is Nanakuli. It'll be AIea ball for the 3rd time tonight. 2:38 left to go in the first quarter.
You know, that's a win right there, for Nanakuli. Eat up some clock, get a couple first downs like we talked about earlier, and then punt. Now, AIea has to go, 80-plus yards to get a score. They had a crucial penalty that took the touchdown off the board, but gained field position.
Hawaii Pacific Health takes the team approach to providing the expert care you need when and where you need it. Together, we are creating a healthier Hawaii. We'll see what the AIea team approach looks like here on their 3rd drive. Trips to the right side in the shotgun formation is Mendoza. Fakes the handoff, now tosses a screen out to Ezra Kila Spencer, and he's going to be pulled down. It looked like Tamali'i Namulatui Au'au makes the stop there, and the running back said, ow, after that tackle.
Yeah, that was a nice job by that linebacker in space, making a play on bubble screen. It's kind of tough for some of your smaller slots that have to hold a block a little bit longer. Initially, that slot had a good block on him, but shedded that play and came up and made a great tackle.
We saw that with the Ravens last night. If you watched NFL, they couldn't block the Chiefs on those screen passes, and that's part of the reason why they lost. 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. No score yet. AIea driving against Nanakuli. Snap is bobbled a bit, picked up by Mendoza. He tries to sling it over the middle. It's going to be caught by a lineman. That can't be legal unless it was tipped by a defender.
Yeah, I don't know if he was the first one to touch it, but there's no flags on the play, and that's a lineman's dream.
Yeah.
You dream about that. I heard, Olin Kreutz and all the guys that I played with, they always wanted a fumble Ruski or something like that.
So after all that, it's going to be a completion to offensive lineman Tamatoa Tuia Leama. He picks up 4 yards on the reception. That's right. The offensive lineman, 4 yards on the reception.
That's going to be the first play on his highlight tape. Like, Coach, I got hands.
He's going to say, Coach, I want to play tight end now. 1 minute, 10 seconds left to go in the first. 3rd and 8 to go for AIea. Mendoza gets it, 5-step drop, looking left, throws left. It's a rainbow pass, connected and caught. Looks like Ezra Kila Spencer again getting the 20-yard pass and a first down for Na'ali'i.
What a great job by Mendoza. He's got 3 receivers to the left. He's getting pressure in his face, stands in the pocket, gets hit, delivers a great pass. And that's a good job of a quarterback keeping his eyes down the field, knowing what he needs to do to help his team win.
Under 45 seconds left in the first quarter. AIea on the move after that long first down pass. And it seems like Nanakuli had it covered well. They were just out athleticized by Spencer on that play.
Here comes the 5-receiver empty package again.
Just like we started the game with, Mendoza in the gun all by himself. Receiver comes in motion, and it's going to be a shovel pass. That is successful to Kakpal. He hits the edge. He picks up 12 yards, and that's another Na'ali'i first down. But we have another flag on the play, maybe holding.
Yeah, that's one of those things when you do run the fly jet sweep and you run a stretch play. You know, that's where you get most of your holding calls.
The frustrating thing for AIea is Kakpal is so quick, the O-lineman probably didn't even need to hold there.
And again, it's something that happens on the back side of a play. You know, a lot of times you're telling your offensive lineman on those plays, just keep your feet on track. Don't worry about anything that's on the back side of you.
So after the penalty, it'll bring up 1st and 20 for AIea. 21 seconds left to play in the first quarter. No score yet, as the Golden Hawks of Nanakuli facing off against the designated home team AIea, playing here at Radford High School.
And you're seeing both teams really getting these penalties that are hurting themselves, getting behind the chains and making the things a lot harder for their offense to get any kind of any groove.
4 receivers set for AIea here. Trips to the near side. Quick screen pass out to the right. That's connected to Hiki. And Hiki, Kim, Choi, Keb, Alo takes it for about 6 yards, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. No score yet. AIea and Nanakuli locked up in a battle here in the OIA D1 opener. We'll be back. This is OIA football on the Hawai'i Sports Radio Network.
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit TimmyT's.com to skip the line and order online today.
Sunday on Compass Media Network's coverage of the NFL. A new season is here, and the march to Super Bowl 59 is on. Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys look to make an early season statement against Myles Garrett and the Cleveland Browns. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join Kevin Ray, Steve Berline, and me for all the action as these 2 cross-conference powerhouses kick off the new year. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns. If it's the NFL, it's right here.
On Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Out here in the middle of these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on Earth. That's how it feels when you're struggling with your mental health. But you don't have to feel alone. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
OIA Athletics on the Hawai'i Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Dial Electric Supply.
Back here at Radford High School, Kyle Galdeira and Darnell Arceneaux. Friday night lights in full effect. We have a good defensive battle so far. No score yet, as Na'ali'i of AIea hosting the Golden Hawks of Nanakuli. And right out of the gates, Darnell, AIea throwing a pass incomplete, and it looked like Mendoza not really on point, on timing with his receiver there.
And that's that continuity, that relationship that we talked about with his receivers. I would really like to see AIea run the ball. They're getting such a light box with this Golden Hawk defense. If they can just run the ball just a little bit to keep this defense honest. Right now, they're just pinning their ears back, worried about nothing but pass.
Sorry,
Small kind of cockroach flying around.
B-52 bomber joined our broadcast here, but we're okay. 3rd and 12 coming up for Nanakuli, going from right to left. That pass is going to be caught over the middle. A big hit. The receiver bounces off, and now he goes the other way. Almost fumbles the ball, but hangs on. That was Hiki Kim Choi Kabalo. We have another flag on the play.
Hey, Hiki is a special talent, man. When he puts his foot in the ground, he gets north and south pretty quick, and great job of getting high pointing the football on that catch over the middle. Again, if this offense of AIea can just run the ball, we haven't seen CJ, number 28, their big running back. Wonder if he's being held out for something. But if they can just run the ball a little bit to keep this defense honest, I think AIEA's got something.
So good news for AIea. They get the completion. It would have been 4th down, but then roughing the passer was called on Nanakuli. So essentially 15 more yards makes it a 25-yard gain, and now it's 1st and 10 for AIea at the Nanakuli 45.
I think these officials are getting tired. They're throwing a lot of flags. The arm might have to get some ice on the arm after.
Big mahalo to our friend to our left for smacking that cockroach.
Yes.
Saving Darnell and I from the B-52 bomber here on a Friday night at Radford.
My wife would be proud because I didn't scream.
AIea with the ball, 1st and 10. Mendoza in the gun, whips it to the right side, almost picked off. And that was, a little bit of shoving going on. The players have broken up, and now a unsportsmanlike penalty will be called. Now we'll see who it's called on.
It's always on the second guy. But going back to that last play, Mendoza's got to just take the flats. He had number 2 right open in the flats. He's really trying to get the ball down the field. He's just got to really take what the defense gives him right now. They just had an inside high-low flat curl read. You like to see him just hit the arrow real quick, get the ball out of his hands. His receivers do so much after the catch. Don't have to have the big plays. Just get it to your guys right now.
And the referees talk about it. They wave that off. So that makes me think that both players are probably jawing. And instead of giving them both unsportsmanlike, it's just a stern talking to.
Friendly reminder.
Right, and we play on here 2nd and 10 now at the Nanakuli 45 for AIea. Mendoza back in the empty set in the shotgun, trips to our near side, going from right to left from our broadcast position. Mendoza surveying the defense, now steps up, claps his hands, gets the snap, 5-step drop. Going to the left side, it's caught by Kakpal, and a big hit over the middle.
And that's just what we talked about again. Get the ball out to Kakpal. This guy is dangerous with the ball in his hands. He gets vertical. He's not the guy I'm going to say, but he really reminds me a lot of Chatty Boy. Number 2, Mighty Mouse, Chad Owens from UH Roosevelt days. He's really good with getting the ball, sure hands, and he doesn't shy away from contact.
So Jeremy Kakpal with a couple of catches so far tonight makes it 3rd and 7 for AIea deep in Nanakuli territory.
We'll see if Nanakuli dials up a little man-to-man pressure here and see if they add on to this blitz 2-by-2 formation.
Mendoza clapping his hands again. AIea with a lot of different formations, trying to frustrate the Nanakuli defense. And then the play you never want to have happen on 3rd and short. The offensive lineman jumped, and that's going to be a false start.
Again, it's with that fly motion, that timing. You hate to see it in these games. Especially when you got something going on your drives. It's one of those things that just kind of bugs you as an offensive coordinator. You got some rhythm, you got some continuity to your offense, and you get a setback.
10-17 left to go in the first half. No score yet. AIea driving. 3rd and 7 coming up at the 43 of Nanakuli. A couple of receivers to either side. Mendoza in the shotgun. He's flanked by Kakpal. Mendoza, 5-step drop going right this time. He has a receiver, but overthrows Evan Mendoza, and that's going to bring up 4th and long.
Yeah, you would like to have that ball back. That deep out route just got away from him. You want to drive that foot in the ground and actually bring the receiver back downhill on anytime you're running an outbursting route. You don't want to make him drift up the field. You don't want to get that ball, the receiver get undercut by a DB. So that's just on the quarterback there.
So Hiki Kim Choi Kabalo back to punt for AIea. It's been a defensive battle so far tonight. Yep. No score yet. Zeros on the board, 10-10 on the clock.
Yeah, nice job by Nanakuli's defense really stepping up there as, AIea had a couple of big plays and some penalties that they had to work through.
A couple of players back for Nanakuli. This rainbow end-over-end punt will settle into the natural grass here at Radford and tumble into the hands of AIea, and that'll be downed, making it Nanakuli ball at about the 18-yard line.
All right, this is the time where you got to get another couple first downs here in Nanakuli to see if they can come out, establish that run again, and get something just in the passing game. Salausa's done a good job right now of managing this game, not being the primary quarterback. So very, I'm pleased with what he's done this first half of not really making the big bonehead mistake by turning the ball over.
Yeah, big number 77, Kyoki Chan, the right tackle, getting ready to do some run blocking for Nanakuli. Shotgun snap taken by Salausa. Here's a pass, and that is immediately sniffed out and stopped by the AIea defense. It'll be a 3-yard loss, bringing up 2nd and 13.
See, AIEA's doing a really good job understanding that, Nanakuli's only going to do these quick plays, quick passes, or screens. And so it's hard to run a screen when you have man-to-man concepts. You really want to run screens against more of zone concepts.
And we're going to have a flag. This looks to be in the unsportsmanlike conduct territory, as Isaac Tavai, the umpire, heard something in the middle. And it will indeed be after the play, unsportsmanlike on. Looks like AIea, they said something, and that's going to be a big gainer for Nanakuli. Instead of 2nd and 13, it's now 1st and 10, 15 yards up the field.
At our AD meetings, the referees actually talk to us about language, and that's a big emphasis, especially with our young men out there. And there's certain words in our culture that we don't need to be saying out there, and they're trying to put a stop to it. So it's good. It's early in the season. You want the officials to get a grasp of the game and how it's going to be called the whole year. It's kind of what we see in the NFL with, the tackles being called for, illegal man in the backfield. So it's good by the officials of getting on these guys early in the season.
1st and 10 here for Nanakuli at their own 32. It'll be a run to the left side, and stop me if you heard this before, but a flag on the play.
Yeah, nice job of Salausa getting downhill, running a little bit of a quarterback sweep to his left and picking up about 5 yards, but it looks like it might be coming back for a hold.
And it will indeed be holding as Nanakuli turns a 1st and 10 into now a 1st and 20. And we'll see if they can bounce back. AIea doing a good job hanging in there on defense, trying to guard against the stout running attack of Nanakuli.
It's one of those things that, you talk to your teams pregame all week long. Hey, guys, we can't kill ourselves. This is what we got to do. And, I know at halftime both head coaches are going to go in there and sound like a broken record of saying, guys, we're killing ourselves. We're beating ourselves. And if we can eliminate these penalties, we got a chance.
So now 1st and 20 at the 25-yard line for the Golden Hawks. Going from left to right in their white jerseys and black helmets. Salausa dodges a couple of defenders and actually picks up 2 hard-earned yards there. It'll be 2nd and about 15 coming up.
See, if I would like, Nanakuli right now just needs to get a receiver some time. The O-line needs a block because they got guys open down the field, but everything is so, short routes. If they can get something extended a little bit, get over the top, because AIea is just sitting on every short route right now.
7:40 left to go in the opening half. No score yet. It's been a defensive-minded and special teams-heavy game so far. We'll see if one of these offenses can break out and get some lights going on that scoreboard.
Again, you should get an all-out blitz here by AIea. No safety. Everybody's down at the line of scrimmage.
Receiver in motion. It's going to be a handoff on the misdirection. And Nanakuli picks up about a yard there. And again, pushing and shoving after the play, Darnell. We'll see which team can hang on to their temper the most.
There is a positive what AIea is doing and Nanakuli is doing, because if you do hit a crease in the run game versus the pressure, there's no one in the secondary to make a tackle. It's going to be a home run shot. So I think Nanakuli is going to say, hey, we're in a game. It's 0-0. Let's just keep doing what we do. Let's be who we are, and then make some plays in the second half.
6:50 and winding here in the second quarter. And it looks like we're going to have the second timeout called by Nanakuli in this first half. We'll step away for a 30-second timeout ourselves. This is OIA Football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
This is your home for Dallas Cowboys football. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join us all season long as the Cowboys look to defend their NFC East title and work their way towards Super Bowl 59. We'll bring you all the exciting NFL action each week. Dallas Cowboys football can be heard right here
on Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Brought to you by Ko'olau Federal Credit Union. No matter where on Oahu you stay, you can join Ko'olau FCU today.
Go Cowboys!
You're listening to OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health.
Kyle Galdeira and Darnell Arceneaux back here with you on a Pauhana Friday night. Beautiful night for football. We can see the moon peeking out just through the trees here from our broadcast position at Radford. No score yet. Nanakuli driving against AIea. 3rd and 13 coming up. We'll see what the Golden Hawks can do in this D1 opener. Salausa drops and he throws his longest pass of the game, almost completed, but the jumping receiver can't bring it in, and that's going to bring up 4th and long.
No, that's actually a nice ball by Salausa, giving his receiver a chance down there. But it's one of those yes, no kind of throws where, you know, there's 4 defenders and 1 receiver. So as a head coach, offensive coordinator, you're kind of squeezing there.
So Nanakuli will punt it away. Back to receive is Mr. Everything for AIea, Jeremy Kakpal. We'll see what AIea can do here on special teams. Nearly a bad snap, but a successful punt. Kakpal watches it bounce. He's going to let it roll, and Nanakuli will down it near the 35. So almost flipping the field there, but AIea will get some good starting position here on their drive.
You know, Mendoza's 9 for 16 for 70 yards. You'd like, and they have no rushing attempts this game. So right now they're playing, you know, all left-handed. Nanakuli knows it. They're not even defending the run right here. So with, you know, 6 minutes and 31 seconds left, if AIea can get something in the run game, and now speaking of the devil, CJ makes his first appearance in the game today, number 28.
CJ Yapo, the running back for AIea, checks in. Maybe he's going to be used as a blocker, but we'll see here with Mendoza in the shotgun. 2 receivers to either side. Snap is successful. Now a quick pass to the right side, and that's hauled in by Kakpal. And he bursts ahead. He is going to be there for a first down, a gain of 10. AIea moving the ball quickly.
Nice job on a little out route to the top 2x2 receivers. Number 1 receiver clearing it out, making room for Kakpal to run that out route. Mendoza, when he puts his foot in the ground and he understands his read, he can really drive the ball down the field. Great ball there.
AIea 1st and 10 from its own 45-yard line. 6 minutes left to go, halfway through this second quarter. Still no score. Mendoza, 2 receivers to either side, and Yapo to his right hip. Mendoza gets the snap, and there is Yapo with the first run of the game for AIea, picking up about 2.
And it's about 3 yards, and that's good. That's balance. That's going to make those linebackers have to stay in the box just a little bit longer to give Kakpal and Hiki a little bit more time to get through the under coverage, to get into those little nice grass windows and that second tier in front of the safety. So nice job by AIea getting to the run.
It's like a home improvement show. We got ladders, we got windows. AIea building a house here on a Friday night.
That's what you got to do to get in the end zone.
2nd and 7 here. Mendoza in the gun again. Claps his hands, gets the snap. 5-step drop, looking left, completed to Ezra Keela Spencer, and another flag in the backfield.
This should be roughing the passer here. But good job again, 2x2 formation, running that out route. It's basically a long handoff for this AIea offense. Mendoza really likes throwing it at the perimeter. It's a clean window for him to look through, and an easy pitch and catch for AIea.
And good call by you, Darnell. It was indeed a personal foul, roughing the passer on Nanakuli. So in addition to the 5-yard passing gain, add 15 more, and just like that, AIea storming into Nanakuli territory. 1st and 10 at the opponent's 33.
You know, this is the area where you're trying to get Kakpal the ball right now. Now he lines up to the outside receiver here. Look for them to maybe take a shot on a smaller corner here on the outside of Nanakuli.
Yapo exits the game. It's a true 5-receiver set for AIea, with Hiki set back potentially in a
pass
motion, and he does indeed motion, gets the
pass.
shovel pass, and that should be an illegal pass. The referees should see that. They don't. That's a huge play for AIea. That should have been an illegal forward pass. It wasn't called. It's a touchdown for AIea. Na'ali'i surge ahead, 6-0, and there's a flag on the play after the touchdown. As the referees sort that out, Darnell, I just want to walk our listeners through.
Did he toss the ball to him?
He tossed it
so
forward.
that's a forward pass already.
Right.
You can't have two forward passes.
Yeah, so that's a definite miss by the officials there. Positive for AIea, and we'll see after the play what this penalty is.
If he would have handed the ball off, that's one thing. But if the quarterback tosses it to the receiver, then the receiver throws it. That's 2 forward passes on the same play.
So after the play, unsportsmanlike on.
And another one.
Nanakuli, and then another one, and that player is going to be ejected. That's the second one back-to-back. So not only is AIea going to score, they'll probably enforce these 2 penalties on the ensuing kickoff. So AIea getting a bunch of momentum here. They're up 6-0, and they'll be kicking off deep in Nanakuli territory.
So I can't see the number right now. I believe it's AJ number 24. I hope, he's a good player.
Yeah, he's a two-way player. He had the interception earlier. He's also a backup running back. So AJ Letua has been disqualified from this game with 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties back-to-back.
But this is why you play football. These are the teachable moments to these young men. Let them understand that there's rules in place. There's consequences for breaking those rules, and that's why we have a great game in football. I think it's so many life lessons that you get out here on the field, and I know he probably will never make that mistake again.
Yeah, Coach Keely Watson talking to his player after that disqualification, and the thing with football is you have to move on, whether it's an ejection, whether it's injury, whether it's adversity. You have to play that next play, and Nanakuli's going to do that facing a extra point here. AIea going for 2 now. So I wonder if they're going to take the – no, they're not. They're going to keep it at the 3-yard line. Referees will actually talk about it here.
Well, did he fall down before the end zone? I thought he fell in the end zone.
So it looks like, okay, it was ruled a score. The points just went up on the board. So this should be the ensuing...
That's offsetting penalties then, correct?
No, it was 2 penalties on the same Nanakuli player.
Oh.
That's why he got disqualified. And now this should be the 2-point conversion. We'll wait and see what happens. If they put it in and give him 2, then that's what it is. Mendoza in the gun here. And it's going to be a fake handoff, a toss to the right side, and incomplete. So the try is no good. And do we have another flag out there?
No, they brought in big number 50, Amuk Song. That was a D lineman, O lineman's dream of running a arrow route from the backfield for a 2-point score. Mendoza just didn't see him. Too much speed by the big fella.
So the 2-point try is no good for AIea. However, they do get 6 on the long touchdown pass over the middle that probably shouldn't have happened because it followed an initial forward pass, but nobody saw it, and that's how football goes. AIea takes the lead, 6-0.
This feels a little bit more of a preseason game. All the penalties, not being in sync offensively, pre-snap penalties, bad snaps. I think both these teams got a little bit of jitters right now. Hopefully the second half, both teams can calm down and really start to play their brand and their style of football.
4:33 left to go here in the opening half. And there is no penalty yardage assessed. So I'm kind of confused at what happened with all those penalties. But the main thing is one player from Nanakuli got ejected, and we believe that was AJ Letua. So we'll see how that impacts the defense. Kicking from the normal 40-yard line. And now I think the referees are going to talk about it and realize that this ball should be way deep in Nanakuli territory if they're going to add 30 yards like they should. And now they're getting on the radios talking about it. Yep. Now they're going to motion it forward.
It should be 30-yard penalty, yes.
At least they caught it now and not after the ball got kicked.
Should be one more, right?
So he added 10 yards. It should be 15. So that's okay. Now we're to the right spot. So I guess they only gave him one penalty.
See, I would onside kick. That's
right.
Just
Why
me,
not?
I would onside kick because they're going to get the ball, at their 30.
So AIea kicking from the Nanakuli 45 after the unsportsmanlike penalty yardage is assessed. And to your point, Darnell, why not?
Now you see Nanakuli, everybody moving up. There is the pooch kick.
And that one is going to bounce. AIea has a shot. They got it. They can't advance it, but they do pick it up. It's going to be Na'ali'i ball deep in Nanakuli territory.
And that's kind of the how the cookie crumbles right there. When you get an ejection, you're kind of behind that 8 ball, and how it's starting to spiral in the wrong direction for this Nanakuli football team. They need to settle down here. They got a good coach, head coach in Watson, that will talk to his team like, hey, but your defense has to come back on the field now with sudden change and get a stop.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, Darnell. Sudden change usually means you go for the quick strike. Are you thinking AIea does that here?
I'm doing whatever I got to do to get the ball to number 7. Cockpaul is a dude. He's a dog, and I'm looking for a jet sweep or just some type of screen to let him go make a play right here.
So AIea back on offense. The chains are the wrong way, but hopefully they'll get that figured out. A lot of kinks being worked out by all 3 teams on the field tonight. AIea will get it just inside the 20-yard line of Nanakuli.
It looks like Nanakuli's going to send some pressure here with 0 coverage.
Mendoza in the shotgun. Calls for the snap. Gets it. Fakes the handoff. Quick screen to the right side. Dancing is Kakpal. And there's another flag on the play. We'll see what this is all about. So far, it's a 6-0 AIea lead with 4:20 left to play in the first half. Not much rhythm so far. We've had a lot of penalties, a lot of turnovers, a lot of miscommunications.
And there, AIea went with a little bit of 11 personnel. They had Chuck in the backfield and AJ, number 28, their big running back at the wing formation, and just running a fake inside zone and getting the ball out on a quick screen to Kakpal.
So after the holding penalty, it'll be 1st and 20 for Na'ali'i. Still in great field position at the 27 of Nanakuli. They can still make a first down if they get it to about the 9-yard line.
I really like AIea. They move Kakpal around a lot, so you can't never get used to where he's lining up. They line up here, and they're 11 personnel wing back with AJ.
So Mendoza back in the shotgun. Running back goes in motion, and the throw goes the other way. Kakpal gets it, makes 2 men miss. Pardon me, that is Hiki, Kim Choi Keb Alo with the catch. He made 2 men miss, and he moves it ahead. 2nd and about 6 coming up.
Nice job by Mendoza. What you're really getting is you're getting an RPO single side read. So basically it's a numbers game. You get 7 in the box, we throw it. If you have 5 in the box or 6 in the box, we can run it.
This handoff is taken by Taylor Chuck. He's going to be bottled up for a 3-yard loss. 3rd and 9 coming up here.
So it looked like they went rapid fire, called the same play again, get back on the line, because it is an RPO run pass option where Mendoza has the choice of either handing it off or throwing that slant to the single side based on what the box numbers are presenting.
And it looks like an AIea player is down. That might be Chuck after the tackle. We'll see who it is. But in the meantime, that sports injury report is brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, creating a healthier Hawaii.
I think that's Mendoza's game, that kind of RPO, giving him the options of, throwing it or giving it. He's not a true runner. He can scamper a little bit. He can create a little bit with his feet, but he's a guy that wants to throw the ball down the field. So that RPO package is something that's right up his alley for him. But they got to be consistent and really be dedicate some time to running the ball.
Kyle Galdeira and Darnell Arceneaux here. And Darnell is a former quarterback at both St. Louis and Utah. As a quarterback, how much kind of juice does it give you knowing that you control it to the point where even if the defense is showing you a look, you have a counter option for everything they're giving you?
Well, that's the best part about the run-pass option. I wish I had an opportunity to run this when I was playing, but what it does is it just makes you right. And when in doubt, we always say give the ball, but if you trust your eyes, you trust the number count, it's a cheat code. It's basically being able to read it on the move, and being able to make decisions. And you can't go wrong.
So Taylor Chuck makes his way off the field. It'll be 3rd and 9 for AIea, deep in Nanakuli territory at about the 17-yard line, right in between the hashes.
The good thing, Chuck's up. He's walking. It looks like it's going to be a right ankle injury. Hopefully they can tape it up and get it back on the field.
Mendoza in the backfield with Yapo, the running back. Trips to the near side, single wide to the right. Mendoza 3-step drop, looking right, throws it right, caught to the right side, and that is Kim Choi Keb Alo making the catch. 4th and short coming up.
Nice job right there, Mendoza. That was that out route that we talked about earlier. Really brought the receiver back downhill towards the ball so that DB couldn't undercut it. So great job of execution there by Mendoza.
And it looks like AIea will go for it here on 4th and short. 3:16 left to go in the first half, up 6-0 over Nanakuli. Do you agree with this call here?
Wherever number 7 is, I'm guarding him tight. Kakapau should get this ball. He's lined up at the number 3 receiver. Look for some type of quick arrow routes. Looks like Nanakuli's in a blitz here with no safety on top.
4th and 3 coming up here. A big play in this game. AIea looking to add to its 6-0 lead. And we're going to have a pre-snap whistle. And is this another false start? Prior to the snap, it is a false start. So AIea, instead of a 4th and 3, will be faced with 4th and 8.
You know, you might get another defensive call here. Nanakuli looked like they were going to bring pressure with everybody up on the line of scrimmage. I still think it's a good call. You don't want Mendoza to be able to sit back there, read a defense. You want him to make a quick decision, get the ball out of his hand.
So AIea looking to probably change things up. Nanakuli showing a tight defensive formation here. Let's see if they adjust. 3:16 left to go in the first half. Trips to the near side still with that single wide in Kim Choi Kebalo out to the right.
Should be blitz here.
Mendoza waits for it. Couple of hard counts. Now gets it. 3-step drop to the left side. Wide open. It's a touchdown. That's Ezra Keela Spencer for 6. AIea has surged ahead with 2 unanswered scores. And with 3:10 left before halftime, Na'ali'i so far ruling this game.
Yeah, that was a great play call there. What they end up doing is versus man-to-man, they got a fake screen. So the number 1 receiver took 1 step up, back down the field looking for the ball. The number 2 slot ran up the corner like he was going to block the corner and slipped right by him for the touchdown. So great call there.
So AIea here, instead of going for 2, they failed last time, will line up to kick the extra point. And it's Dominic Okada, the kicker, the junior the right-footed kicker, getting ready to attempt the extra point. Snap is good, kick is up, and it is good. And just like that, Na'ali'i lead Nanakuli 13-0. And that extra point is brought to you by Timmy T's Sandwich Shop. Elevate your next team event with Timmy T's. Visit timmytees.com to pre-order your sandwich trays, cookie platters, and, of course, pickle buckets today. That's Timmy T's Sandwich Shops bringing you that extra point, and Na'ali'i surging ahead of Nanakuli 13-0.
That was a great job by AIea, really kind of settling down, executing in the passing game, getting some RPO, getting some type of rhythm with Mendoza, the run game, the screens. So now we're starting to see all the different phases that this AIea offense can bring to the table.
And be sure to check out scoringlive.com for the latest stats, including live stats in this very game here, brought to you by our own Michael Lascaro. And HSRN is proud to partner with Scoring Live to bring you the best overall coverage of high school sports in the state. Visit scoringlive.com for live scores, stats, photos, league schedules, and more. Ensuing kickoff here taken by Nanakuli, running it back to about the 28-yard line, and there goes another flag. I think we need a laundry detergent sponsor, Ku'ule, with all the laundry on the field tonight.
That's not a bad idea.
Boy.
Nanakuli really needs to kind of hone in right now before this thing gets away from them right now. They're only 2 possessions from going ahead. So if they can get a score here, get this momentum back in their favor, this is a big drive. They don't need to necessarily score. You just don't want to give this hot AIea team the ball back with basically 3 timeouts left on the board.
And we'll wait for the official call here. It will be a block in the back on the kicking team. Interesting call there. I've never seen a block in the back on the kicking team. However, maybe it was something where the player was trying to free his own player up to get the tackle, but it works out for Nanakuli. They're going to get the ball at the 41 on their own side of the field, but positive field position here. Golden Hawks have it down 13-0, 3:02 left to go in the second quarter. Backup quarterback Salausa has it, hands it off, and AIea is all over that one. It's going to be a loss of 2.
That was a handoff to Ferris. Little bit, his eyes came off the mesh point. You know, you always, day one, you always talk about running backs. It's your job to create that mesh and basically running a counter to the left. Had a hole there, but just couldn't execute the handoff.
So with 2nd and 12 coming up, AIea takes a timeout. Like you said, Darnell, trying to play that clock management game after the loss. They have their full arsenal of timeouts, so might as well use them. They take one here. Now for Nanakuli, you mentioned going into that play, Darnell, the last thing you want to do is not only give time to AIea, but give them the ball too. What do you do here to keep it on the ground, keep the clock moving, but also not be too conservative where you make it easy for AIea to sniff out?
Well, I think you need to reboot. So you need to get to halftime so you can talk to your team. So if you need to run 2 straight plays after this on 2nd and 3rd down, make them use the timeouts, so be it. What you need to do is get to halftime, reboot the program, reboot everybody. Hey, this is what we're doing. Settle down, because right now it's all AIea right now.
Speaking of AIea, big shout out to Coach Wendell Say, who retired after last season. 43 years at the helm. He's now working at Kamehameha Schools Kapalama as an athletic director, so props to him. And back to live action we go. Nanakuli completes what looks to be a 4-yard pass, so at least they move it in the positive direction. But with AIea calling another timeout, they're going to stop the clock at 2:39, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 9 play.
You know, nice job by Salausa. You know, not being a primary quarterback, does a good job in the pocket, settling down, steps up, his eyes are down the field. They don't have all these, you know, they don't have a cockball on their team and these speedsters, but, you know, if he can just get a little time and find some lanes, he's a pretty good quarterback that can, you know, help his team come from behind right here.
So we'll see what Nanakuli can do here. They don't have that great of a passing game with Kingston Salausa, the backup quarterback, in there. However, over the past couple of plays, they've showed that they do want to push the ball. So I wonder here, 3rd and 9, is it maybe quarterback draw type of territory where you just want to keep that ball moving, move the clock a bit, and maybe make AIea take their final timeout?
If anything, I think I would try to move the pocket, give the quarterback a 2-way run, whether it's a sprint out to the right where he can either run forward or he can throw forward. I wouldn't want to keep him in the pocket here. This is a place where you don't want to have a turnover on your own 40-yard line.
So Salausa back in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right now. One of them goes in motion. It's going to be sniffed out very well by AIea. That run is going to result in a loss of 5 yards, and that'll bring up 4th and 14 for Nanakuli.
That's a great job by this AIea defense of really filling gaps. They're a very sound team on defense. Everybody's got a gap. Everybody's got gap responsibilities. They do a great job of doing their job and getting downhill. But, you know, they ran the ball there, Nanakuli, trying to just get something on a fly sweep to their left. But penetration kills fly sweep all day.
So we tick under 2 minutes here before halftime. AIea with a 13-0 lead, looking to add more before halftime. That punt is a wobbler, and it bounces in favor of AIea. It's going to be down at the Na'ali'i 40-yard line. So AIea with 1 minute and 52 seconds and 1 timeout definitely have a lot of time to work with as they try to add some more points to their 13-point lead.
You know, anytime you get the 2-minute warning, you know, these are one of the situations that you work at practice every day. The biggest thing is you got to get productivity on first down right here. You got to get yourself into a second and manageable, get 1 first down and kind of get yourself some momentum.
And before this AIea possession, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. You're listening to OIA Football, presented by Timmy T's Gourmet Grinders Sandwich Shop.
KGU AM K236CR Honolulu is the Hawaii Sports Radio Network on 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Back to live action. AIea with the ball. Kyle Galdeira and Darnell Arceneaux here. Darnell, AIea lined up with 4 receivers to our side, and of course, went to the lone man to the right on that pass.
Yeah, went to Mendoza at the top, getting single coverage, so they lined back up in it again in quads. You got to be looking for the double pass again with Hiki way behind the line of scrimmage.
AIea 2nd and 1 here, near the 50-yard line. Swing pass out to the left side. A couple of men missed tackles. However, it is going to be no gain, so AIea will use their final timeout. Oh, no, pardon me. It's going to be a first down. I thought he was short. Referee ruled forward progress. 1st and 10 for AIea at the 50. Nanakuli now a minute and 15 before halftime. Still 1 timeout. Mendoza, empty set, clapping his hands, surveying the defense. He peeks in, taking his time now. 1:05. Shotgun snap, 3-step drop. Now he's running right. Will he take off? He does. He has positive yards, and he wisely runs out of bounds after a gain of 5.
You know, he's got some juice in those legs. If he can do a little bit more of that, he can be really deadly just because of the running lanes that he has when you go empty and what Nanakuli's defense is giving him. But nice job of him understanding that he doesn't have anything. Use his legs, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
So that gain of 5 makes it 2nd and 5 at the 45 of Nanakuli for AIEA's offense. Na'ali'i in there all green with white trim. Up 13-0 so far over their Division I rivals in the OIA regular season opener for both teams tonight. Another quad receiver set to the left side for AIea here as Mendoza looks left. 7-step drop, now whips it to the left side, a wide open receiver. He makes the catch. That's Spencer. He makes a man miss. He could. He does. It's another touchdown. Ezra Keela Spencer with another 6 points for AIea. They are dominating this half, already leading 19-0.
Really good play concept. When you get quads basically to your left, you're overloading one side of the defense. And what they do is they just flood it. They send one guy to clear it out with a skinny post, send another guy through kind of that diggish area, and then they run their number 4 receiver on a wheel route, which really confuses the defense. And they do a really good job of just sitting in the windows and not running to go get covered. So great job by this AIea offense.
So Na'ali'i looking to make it 20-0. Snap is good. Extra point is blocked though. So Nanakuli still playing hard, although they trail 19-0 with 45 seconds left before our halftime break.
Yeah, this is what we talked about. You know, Nanakuli didn't want to get into this track meet, going score for score. They needed to, win the field position, win the time of possession. And basically the penalties have hurt this team, now not allowing them to stay on track, stay on scripted plays. And they're playing a lot from 3rd and 12 and 3rd and 15. This offense is not built for that.
This broadcast is powered in part by Dial Electric Supply, Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, lighting up Hawaii since 1972.
But I
was just going to say, AIEA's been lighting up the scoreboard as of late with 19 unanswered points, 45 seconds left before halftime.
This is
pop kick here, collected by Nanakuli at the 35, now running up to the 40. He could. One man to beat. Oh, and he will be tackled by the kicker. That could have been a horse collar. It wasn't called. Good, nice job by the kicker there, number 51, Joel Taylor. Basically prevented a touchdown for Nanakuli.
And great job by Nanakuli. I tell you right now, I was going to go into it before that kickoff. I know Nanakuli, I know their AD, I know their head football coach. Well, they're going to keep playing. There's no quitting this Nanakuli Golden Hawks team. They needed a spark, and they just got it. They can put a score up with 34 seconds left. That can change a lot of things right now.
Yeah, so we'll see if Nanakuli can take advantage of that sudden change, as they're going to get the ball all the way at AIEA's 30-yard line.
They get the ball back to start the second half. So if they can get this score and they get the ball back at the beginning of the second half.
Salausa with a shotgun snap, throws it to the left side. Nobody home, as Salausa basically trying to evade pressure and wisely threw it out of bounds.
This is different territory for Salausa right now. He's got to read multiple defenders right now. He probably hasn't had a lot of reps being the number 2 or just an emergency quarterback. So, he's probably limited on the passing attack that he has in his arsenal. So you really want to try to just get something to his receiver so there's just run after catch. But, with only 27 seconds left, that your playbook is, limited.
2nd and 10 coming up for Nanakuli at the 30 of AIea. Na'ali'i leading 19-0. Just mere seconds before halftime. This is a home game for AIea as their field is being renovated as we are coming to you from Radford High School. And Salausa takes it himself, running the quarterback draw for 7 yards up the middle.
And they're not calling timeout. They're gonna keep running it.
15 seconds and winding here. Salausa in the hurry up. Gets the snap with 11 seconds, but it's going to be a
guy running off the field. So they had 12 men on the field.
So that was actually a smart job by Nanakuli. They're going to catch
illegal participation. What's the call?
It's illegal substitution, which is only 5 yards.
Okay.
If AIea would have been caught with that player as the snap went off, it would have been illegal participation, which is 15 yards.
Okay.
But the good news for Nanakuli is they get a first down, and for some reason they're winding the clock. I don't know why. The offended team can stop it. That pass is thrown over the shoulder catch. Is it made? We wait for the signal. It is a catch. He's going to be out at about the 2-yard line. The clock will stop. Yep. And now Nanakuli has a legitimate shot to get some points on the board.
It's crazy how things worked out. You get the ball down to, you don't call timeout. You get a legal man on the field, whatever the call is, and then the clock winds.
And let me jump in there. The reason the clock shouldn't have wound is this was a rule change 3 years ago.
Okay.
The team, basically the offended team, the team that receives the penalty, can choose to stop or wind the clock under 2 minutes in the 2nd and 4th quarters. So the referee should have allowed Nanakuli to stop it. They didn't, but Nanakuli said, oh, well, we'll just toss it down to the 2-yard line. Then they call their timeout and have a shot here to get some points.
It all works out at the end. Now, here's the call because, again, you score here, you get the ball to start off the second half. This is a big play right here.
So 2 seconds left before halftime. Nanakuli trailing 19-0, but looking to change that right here.
It has to be quarterback run here. It has to be quarterback run.
Salausa gets it, runs left. He plunges up the middle. Does he make it? I think he's in. Let's wait for the signal. No signal yet.
Oh!
It is a touchdown, Nanakuli. With no seconds left on the clock, Salausa plunges through for Nanakuli's first points of the game. And that is a big momentum shift from 19-0, getting that long kickoff return, and then Salausa making it count for 6 up the middle.
That was, Coach Watson heard me up here. You got to give it to your best player on offense right now, who is Salausa. Does a great job getting his pad level down on a quarterback kind of power play, fighting for that extra yards.
And Nanakuli will attempt the extra point here. Let's see if they can make it a successful one. The kick is up and true right down the middle. And that extra point is brought to you by Timmy T's Sandwich Shop. Elevate your next team event with Timmy T's. Visit timmytees.com to pre-order your sandwich trays, cookie platters, and pickle buckets. Nanakuli trailing 19-7 as we go to halftime. It's been a fun one so far. AIea leading in the D1 opener. We'll come back with the halftime break and bring you some stats and analysis. Hang with us. Kyle Galdeira and Darnell Arceneaux. This is OIA Football on the Hawai'i Sports Radio Network.
This is your home for Dallas Cowboys football. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join us all season long as the Cowboys look to defend their NFC East title and work their way towards Super Bowl 59. We'll bring you all the exciting NFL action each week. Dallas Cowboys football can be heard right here
on Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Brought to you by Ko'olau Federal Credit Union. No matter where on Oahu you stay, you can join Ko'olau FCU today.
Go Cowboys!
Childhood should be the happiest time of life. For many, sadly, it's riddled with pain, rejection, and isolation. But Mercy Ships is restoring hope to some of the world's most forgotten children through free, life-changing surgeries. No one can change the world on their own, but together we can transform it, one person, one child at a time. To learn more about how you can help, go to mercyships.org today.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids right here in our own backyard are facing hunger every day? Without healthy food, it's harder to grow, to thrive, to feel their best.
The impact when children don't have enough to eat is tremendous because when you're hungry and your basic needs aren't being met, you cannot learn.
Every child deserves to be fed. This is a problem we know how to solve. Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Breakfast in the classroom contributes to kids being more focused, which leads to higher grades, and simply just their well-being.
Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. You can join the movement to end hunger by donating, volunteering, and advocating. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
I love this song! I love nachos.
Loving everything? You might be buzzed.
You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Radford High School. The first half is in the books. Nanakuli with a touchdown to end the first half, but they still trail AIea 19-7. It's been a lot of back and forth action so far. AIea, Darnell Arceneaux, Kyle Galdeira here looked like they were going to run away with things, and then Nanakuli got that kickoff return and then in the touchdown by their backup quarterback Kingston Salausa. And even though AIea has a 19-7 lead and they've basically controlled the first half, what kind of glimmer of hope do you see here for Nanakuli after that score?
You know, Nanakuli's just their fight that they've had this whole time has been amazing. You know, they've, had so many penalties. They've been kind of, kicking themselves in the butt a little bit. I know Coach Watson talking about that, but just their fight to end with 40 seconds left in that second quarter, it kind of shows you about what they're about. I think this second half will be a lot more of that going into it. But Salausa doing a good job of, making, hitting that fade ball there and then plunging it in for himself. So I see a lot of cleaning up to do on that side of the ball offensively. Defensively, Nanakuli's doing a good job of trying to keep AIea in front of them. They've won the field position. They've got some big scores. And, obviously AIea doing a great job on offense with Mendoza being 17 for 24, 2 dubs. But we talked so much about, Cock Paul being the stud that he is. You got number 6, Spencer, that has 6 catches for 114 and 3 dubs today. Yeah. So he's balling.
And that's Ezra Keela Spencer who's showing out for AIea. And we talk about the passing attack of AIea, but Darnell, knowing that they have the 12-point lead, does that kind of mean that AIea should just stick with that plan, or do you kind of play with the lead and maybe start to work in that run game a bit? Well,
it shows that their run game is non-existent because if they've only had 2 design play runs, one to CJ and the other one to Chuck. So they're not their run game is their short pass game, and that's fine. But they got to just complete it, and I believe Nanakuli can do some different things. They can apply more pressure, play a little bit more zero coverage, or they can end up kind of playing back and trying to see if they can hit some more zones. So that chess match is going to be what we're going to see here in the second half, and we'll have to see if who makes that chess move and that adjustment.
So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. It's been an exciting game so far here at Radford High School, the designated home field of AIea, as their field is under renovation. And we want to give a shout out to all the beautiful people listening across the state, checking in from Lihue, Kauai, Kaneohe here on Oahu, even Pearl City and all the way out in Nanakuli. Some of the fans listening there over to Kihei, Maui, and of course Kona on Hawaii Island. And a lot of those listeners are checking in on radio, our stream, hawaiisportsradio.com, and of course our Hawaii Sports Radio YouTube channel. That's right, you can listen to us on YouTube. You can't see our faces made for radio tonight, but the audio stream is there.
Hey, speak for yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? I look good for my age. You know, even though I got some white, hairs in my beard, man, I'm feeling good about my 46-year-old self.
Okay, so we're saying that we need a pest control sponsor for the cockroaches.
Oh, God.
We need a home improvement sponsor for building houses that AIea is doing.
Go.
And then we need maybe some beard coloring for both of us.
I need some just for men, I tell you. I'm showing my age tonight, so. But, going back to the game, I'm really, really, surprised by both these teams being kind of mid-season, getting enough games under their belt that we've had so many penalties, and it's not like these teams aren't well coached. These players kind of toned down. They want to, you can't make it about yourself. You really got to go out there and just do your job. And, we always say play to the echo of the whistle, but you got to understand, don't be the guy to hurt your team, especially with the game now kind of, they're one possession being back in this game.
And we did confirm that AJ Letua was disqualified from the game with a couple of unsportsmanlike fouls, and that's a big loss for Nanakuli. He had an interception early, and he actually has some rushing yards, averaging 4.3 yards per carry before this game for Nanakuli, and that option is now out the window with his ejection. So, again, Nanakuli facing a bunch of adversity, but going back to that touchdown to end the half by Kingston Salausa, the quarterback up the middle, I think that does wonders, at least as Nanakuli talks about it to our right under the goalpost over there, about just giving something positive to talk about as opposed to going into halftime down what would have been 19-0.
Yeah, again, this is a long season. A lot can happen from week 1 to week 6. So, you want to take as many learning lessons. And again, we talked about it before. Football it's a game of life out there. AJ's going to learn from that experience of, whatever he said, not saying it again, because they need him out there, and I think it's a learning lesson to all his teammates. But I think both teams will clean it up coming into the second half and looking for some more explosive plays. One thing I would like to see on both sides is that passing attack for Nanakuli to come in. It doesn't have to be that far, that deep. It can be quick slants, hitches, and then obviously on the other side of the ball, AIea, just give me a little few runs. It doesn't. You don't have to get these home run hitters. Just spend a little bit more detail to just running the ball to keep those linebackers inside the box.
It's been a fun first half so far. AIea with a 19-7 lead over Nanakuli at halftime. We're going to take a quick timeout and be right back. You're listening to OIA Football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
180 over 111, and I had a stroke. I couldn't speak or walk.
This is high blood pressure. Get back on your plan. Go to loweryourhbp.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
The phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait. Attention on the road, that's the only way. Phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
You've gone to protests, written letters, even considered chaining yourself to a tree. But saving the world is not easy at all. Fortunately, saving a life is. And when you donate 1 pint of blood, you can save up to 3 lives. Visit bloodsaves.com to learn more.
Aloha, beautiful people. Wake up in the den with me, Ku'ule Agbayani, along with Paul Brecht and Michael Lescaro, weekday mornings from 8 to 10, right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760, or listen on demand at hawaiisportsradio.com. You can even watch the show every Monday on our YouTube channel. Want to get in on the conversation? Shoot us a text at 808-888-KGU1. That's 808-888-5481.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Welcome back to Radford High School. AIea, the designated home team, visiting Nanakuli 19-7. And be sure to stay tuned after the game. We're going to bring you our inaugural Timmy T's Grinder of the Game. That's our player of the game. Of course, brought to you by Timmy T's Sandwich Shop. And Darnell, give us a little quick bite of who your first half, I think I know who it is, but who your first half grinder would be.
You know, you score 3 tubs in the first half. You're on your way to being the MVP, and I think Spencer's done a great job. And sometimes it's just the luck of the draw. You know, plays are always designed for the quarterback to read, but he's got a couple on a trick play, and then he also got one in a flood concept. So he's been on the right side. He's living right, like we love to say. And if he can have another big second half, I think he's taking that sandwich home or the gift card.
I like it. And a quick sports injury report update. Taylor Chuck is getting his ankle retaped for AIea right in front of us, so we hope he can return. We'll keep you posted on that. But for now, that's our sports injury report, brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, creating a healthier Hawaii. We'll be back with second half action. AIea leading Nanakuli in our game of the week on a Pauahana Friday, 19-7. This is OIA football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit TimmyT's.com to skip the line and order online today.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community, or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council. In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
Out here in the middle of these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on Earth. That's how it feels when you're struggling with your mental health. But you don't have to feel alone. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the HHSAA, are the 36,000 high school sports students in Hawaii. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, Visit nfhs.org.
Welcome back to Radford High School. We're just about ready for our second half action. AIea and Nanakuli. AIea is going to be kicking off to the Golden Hawks from left to right. Here to start the second half. They're leading 19-7. We'll see if Nanakuli can mount an offensive attack to start the second half. Na'ali'i kick it. It's a high kick taken on the bounce. Actually, it is still loose. And it bounces around off the feet. Now gobbled up by AIea. Will it be Na'ali'i ball? It is. Talk about sudden change. Nanakuli almost gave away a touchdown to end the first half, and here they pick up the loose ball. Nice change of possession right off the bat for Na'ali'i.
So just for all the listeners out there, so Nanakuli doesn't have, they're kicking the ball right to where you usually have an up back or a wing guy. And their wing guys aren't even looking at the ball. They're just going up to go block their defenders. So that pooch punt, that pooch kick off has been a weapon here today. Kind of bit them in the butt a little bit on the right before the half, giving Nanakuli a short field. But right there, they get another possession off of a kickoff.
So instant offense for Na'ali'i as they're at the 40-yard line of Nanakuli to start the second half. Mendoza, the quarterback, gets the shotgun snap. Looks right. He's going for it all. He has an open receiver. It is caught. Just short of the end zone, but it's going to be a 37-yard game right off the bat. That's Hiki Kim Choi Keb Alo with the big catch down the right side. However, Hiki is down with an apparent injury.
Nice play by Mendoza. Really kind of was a quads look, 4 receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Nice job of kind of holding that middle safety, throwing a goal ball. Looks like Hiki kind of came down on the ball afterwards, kind of got the wind knocked out. Those are the ones that hurt the most.
Yeah, so the training staff will attend to Hiki there after a big gain down the right side. And that's one of those plays where I was talking about in the first half. Yes. After AIea got a turnover where you kind of want to go for it all and really use that momentum, and they almost got a touchdown out of it right there.
Well, Hiki has a smaller corner on him too, and so I think they went after that mismatch right away. They talked about it probably at halftime, came out. Now here down here in the goal line, this is where you need to have some type of identity to be able to run the football, whether it's to close out games or to punch it in from within inside the 5-yard line. So we'll see what AIea does here.
So Na'ali'i with a 19-7 lead, looking to add to it already. Only 13 seconds into this third quarter, and they're knocking on the opposing doorstep of Nanakuli. This is the OIA D1 opener.
Don't they have 12 guys on the field? Nope. No, that's 11. Sorry.
I think they got the 12th man off. Good eye by you there, Darnell, as gets ready here in the OIA D1 opener, and a run to the right side. The helmet comes off, so the play will be stopped immediately, and it's going to be a defensive hold by Nanakuli, and it is a Golden Hawk player whose helmet came off. Good thing he didn't participate, because that would have been a 15-yard penalty. He'll go out for one play.
Yeah, and that's number 28, Yapo, running the ball for AIea. So it's nice to see AIea trying to utilize their run to punch one in, because as the season gets longer, you're playing in certain weather games where you can't throw the football. You got to be productive on the ground. To win championships, you got to be able to run the football, whether you're a true passing team or not. You know, I've had Chris Fumatumal follows on some of my teams, and we always had certain runs that we knew we could go get, 2 or 3 yards.
Second and goal at the 2 for Na'ali'i. The cockroach is back. We'll try to keep him at bay. It's always something interesting here on Hawai'i Sports Radio Network. Plunging ahead is Yapo. He's going to be stopped again. Good job by the Nanakuli defense. It's going to be a 1-yard loss.
And I think here now you're starting to set up that RPO. Backers' eyes start to peek in the backfield down here. Look for them to get the ball to Kakpal, maybe right, replacing a backer or some type of seam route to fit in those seams.
So I hear 2 minutes gone in the third quarter, looking to supplement its 12-point lead. Facing a third and goal from about the 3-yard line of Nanakuli. Trips to the left side for Mendoza in the shotgun, claps his hands, gets the snap. 5-step drop, whips it to the left side, but short of his intended receiver. Oh, and Mendoza's down. Is he just frustrated or is he hurt? He is still down. And it looked like his left leg kind of folded on him. Okay, he's cramping up.
Yeah.
Ooh, I was worried there because Mendoza looked like his leg kind of gave out, but he's been running around so much and throwing it tonight, taking some time to stretch his calf out.
Yeah, that was a good ball. Paul's got to come away with that catch. You like to see a different hand selection. It's one of those balls that is perfectly thrown because it's blown away where only your receiver can get it. It's not going to be intercepted. You know, a lot of times we always talk about falling down to the ground. Do you want your thumbs to be up so your body catching it, or do you want your thumbs to be down so you're going with your hands? And there he went thumbs down. It should have been more thumbs up. Use the body so that you can protect it with the roll.
So the quarterback Mendoza for AIea is tended to by the athletic training staff. Obviously, we're not medical professionals, but it looks like a pretty simple cramp from here as they're kind of pressing that toe up to stretch the calf out.
You know, the part we got to talk about is if he wasn't cramping, would you go for it down here to make Nanakuli's offense go the distance? I would be going for it here knowing that they can't really throw the football. So I rather go for it, make him have to drive the field, eat up clock with a 13-point lead.
So let me ask you, though, as the former head coach of multiple schools, including St. Louis and Mililani, what now that Mendoza has to come out with that injury for at least one play, do you still go for it with your backup, or do you now think more about kicking the field goal?
I think you always got 2-point plays. This is in that area of a 2-point play where even your backup, goes in and reps these plays. So if you're comfortable with the play, which I think they do, you go ahead and put your quarterback in, or you could waste a timeout and obviously get your starter back in. But he's looking like he's cramping pretty bad here.
Yeah, so Mendoza making his way gingerly off the field. And for those of you listeners that haven't had that cramp, that's one of the most painful things. And AIea does look like they're gonna go for it with Evan Mendoza, the slot receiver, now playing quarterback. So we'll see what Nanakuli dials up here. 4th and goal from the 3. A big play as AIea tries to add another touchdown. It's going to be the same 4 receiver set, 2 to each side. Mendoza scrambles. Oh, his pass is short. That's going to be a turnover on downs. And he had a receiver open, just kind of short-armed him a bit.
Well, if that's his brother, he's going to be his older brother's going to kick his butt when he gets home because he bounced past the ball to an open receiver. But those are the 2-point plays that we talked about going into every week you work on. But I like the aggressiveness of AIea going for it. They're making now Nanakuli have to drive the length of the field to go 90-plus yards to get a score. So you're still going to win field position. You'll hopefully get some time off the clock and get this thing going.
And as Nanakuli gets set to take over at its own 3-yard line, we remind you that Hawai'i Sports Radio Network has partnered with Scoring Live to bring you the best overall coverage of high school sports in the state. Visit scoringlive.com for live scores, stats, photos, league schedules, and much more. That's scoringlive.com. Nanakuli starts its drive with a run up the middle. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. It might actually be going to be a loss of 1. So now 2nd and 11 in the proverbial shadow of its own goalpost.
Yeah, this is where it gets dangerous, too, with your punt game, getting some blocks. So you're really trying as an offensive coordinator, your first thought is, how do I get some room, to be able to punt? So these are those questions that we're getting answered here, just trying to get a few yards and maybe move the quarterback here on a sprint out. So, it's tough for Nanakuli down here with some play calling.
3 minutes gone here in the third quarter. Still a 19-7 AIea lead. And another run up the middle. It is stopped by AIea. So Naali with the solid defensive front. It's going to be 3rd and 10 now from the 4-yard line of Nanakuli.
On cue, again, they go 2-by-2 receivers with a wing. They go quarterback sweep to the right. Again, they're just trying to get some yards for a punt, or this is going to be where, you're going to send the house to try and block something or set up a return and get great field position.
8:30 and winding remaining in the third quarter. AIea has been in command throughout most of this game. However, Nanakuli getting a touchdown as the second quarter clock expired, and that's how we got to our 19-7 margin. We'll see what the backup quarterback Kingston Salausa has cooking for Nanakuli. It's going to be looks like a end around. And that receiver is going to, again, be stopped for no gain. So, again, AIEA's defense holding tough. And here we have another post-play flag. We'll see if it's unsportsmanlike on AIea. That's going to be an instant first down for Nanakuli.
Yeah, they go fly motion, end up going sweep to the right, fly sweep to the right. Again, just trying to get some length and another penalty on the field.
And that was, by the way, Richard Federico who had the run, the receiver coming end around, and it's going to be a personal foul on AIea. So that gives Nanakuli that first down it was looking for. And just like that, the Golden Hawks are moving. That ball's going to go out to the 20-yard line. And the good thing for Nanakuli is even if they don't get a first down here, they now have some breathing room if they are going to eventually punt it away. That's
the thing again. You did your job defensively. Just get off the field, get your offense back on the field, and you probably had a blunt, a possible blocked punt or set up a good return. Now you got to stay on the field for some defense.
Nanakuli, another handoff and another stoppage up the middle and another penalty flag. We'll see what's going on here. Maybe in the range of holding, even though there weren't any holes opened by what could have been called a hold there. And it is going to be another personal foul. Looks like a face mask on AIea. So just like that, 30 free yards of penalties given up by Na'ali'i. And that really is helping Nanakuli move the ball here in the third quarter.
And that's what you didn't want to do to start this third quarter. As for the AIea, you wanted to play a clean game, get that clock moving, get a score. Right now you're giving some momentum to this Hawks offense, and they need it. Right now, look for maybe a play-action play, stick to the ground and pound a little bit, but they need some chunk plays here to really get back in this game.
7:30 left in the third quarter. Na'ali'i leading the Golden Hawks of Nanakuli 19-7. And Nanakuli again with the handoff. This one going to the right side. A little bit of breathing room, but then that swarming, the green machine of AIea swarms to the right side, and another flag. That is now 3 post-play penalties in a row. And it looks like another penalty potentially on AIea.
Well, the officials are sending a message that they're not going to tolerate any chirping, any pushing, any extra activity after the whistle. So you rather get taught now early in the season than it come back to bite you in the butt in a playoff game or a championship type game. So lessons to be learned for both teams here tonight.
And I don't know if I've seen this, at least in quite a while. 3 straight 15-yard post-play penalties on AIea in a row have now given Nanakuli a first down at the 50-yard line. And Nanakuli is going to take time out and talk it over. Maybe they're going to adjust their strategy now that instead of being backed up at their 4-yard line, they're now at the 50.
I think AIea called timeout. I think Coach Mika's giving him a little strict talk right now, letting him know how he feels about these personal fouls and letting him know that you might have to be going to church on Sunday if you keep you keep it up. So, this is uncharacteristic for this team. They always play hard, but they play between the whistles. So you hate this shit because it's taken away from a good game. But again, season opener, officials laying down the law rules about how this game's going to be played here tonight, and I like it. I think it sets the tone, and all the players understand that, hey, this is what we need to do.
And following the AIea timeout, we remind you that Hawaii Pacific Health takes the team approach to providing the expert care you need when and where you need it. Together, we're creating a healthier Hawaii. 45 free penalty yards given to Nanakuli on back-to-back-to-back plays, and that gives the Golden Hawks 1st and 10 at the 50. Another run play and another stoppage in the backfield. A good job by AIea. This time, they don't commit a penalty, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
That's a run with number 10 for Nanakuli Ferris, running to his right. They're just trying to run some misdirection plays, a lot of fake handoffs, and they're running, GT counters. But this AIea defense is just swarming, really getting downhill. I'm really impressed, again, with number 4, Peterson.
Yeah, and Kamoela Farias came into this game with 70 yards. He's had a handful of carries tonight, nothing really going for him. And you mentioned Royale Tavale Peterson, the linebacker, the junior for AIea, really doing a lot of ball hawking as these plays are stretched out to the sideline. He's not giving an inch as he's stopping Nanakuli's run game. Here is the quarterback keeper as Kingston Salausa says, you know what, guys? I'm going to put this team on my shoulders. I'm going to run for 6 yards, and I'm going to make it 3rd and 4, Nanakuli.
And I'm glad there wasn't a flag thrown because I saw holding from up here, hands around the neck. So
don't
nice,
let him hear you.
Yeah, nice inside power run game by Salausa, really getting his pad level down low. So this is the Nanakuli offense that we thought we would see. Getting into these 3rd and 5, these 3rd and manageable plays here on this drive. But you got to start thinking, is this 4 down territories for this team being here this late in the 3rd quarter?
5:40 to play in the 3rd. Nanakuli with a big 3rd and 4 coming up at the 44 of AIea. Salausa again with the quarterback keeper. Can he hit the edge? He bulldozes his way, runs through 5 defenders, but he's stopped after a 2-yard gain. That'll bring up 4th and 2.
You got to love the effort by Salausa. I mean, just a physical runner, trying to do everything he can to get that first down. But here comes a big play with a 4th and 2, a long 2 for this Golden Hawk offense.
And the good thing about this for us is with the ball on the left hash, we can actually see some of the Nanakuli players and hopefully call them out for you. As the Nanakuli O-line doing a great job there in the middle. Presley Chai and, of course, the big man Kioki Chun, 6'5", 340 pounds. Salausa, the quarterback, as you hear the AIea crowd around us starting to make some noise. The handoff up the middle. It's going to be stopped again. AIea makes a stand. Oh, there's a second effort. It's going to be a 1st down. I spoke too soon. Nanakuli gets the first on the 2nd effort.
That was a generous spot to say the least, but it is a 1st down by Ferris. Nice job of running counter inside. Offensive line does a great job of going down, pulling that guard around to the right side. Ferris doing the rest with his legs, getting north and south for a 1st down.
Yeah, Frias very patient there. He got stopped initially, which is what I thought was forward progress being stopped, and then he kind of squirted out to the right side, getting the 1st down for Nanakuli.
And that's what this Hawks offense and this program is about. It's about attitude and effort, and you're seeing it on display right now.
So 1st and 10 at the 40 of AIea. Going in motion is Nanakuli's Malosi Moa'au. And it's going to be tossed out, I believe, to Moa'au. And it is indeed going to be him garnering 7 yards on that carry.
And that's a nice job. They go unbalanced again, motioning their single-side receiver to the quad side and end up running that motion guy into the flats, basically creating a mismatch on number scheme and just pushing up, easy arrow route to the receiver and getting 7 yards.
And after that 7-yard gain by Malosi Moa'au, it'll bring up 2nd and 3 with 3:13 and winding here in the 3rd quarter. Nanakuli trailing by 12, 19-7.
You like to see Nanakuli take a shot here. They're going to get 0-man pressure here.
Salausa takes it himself to the right side, plunges ahead for 1 yard, and that'll bring up 3rd and a very long 2 yards.
Now, AIea is getting very smart. They're just going to say, hey, we're going to dare you to throw the ball vertically on us. They're playing up. You got number 22, Colburn, one of the corners for AIea, all up in somebody's grill and just saying, I dare you to throw a fade ball on me. So it's up to Nanakuli if they want to take a shot on throwing the ball deep.
And to your part, Darnell, AIea basically playing press coverage and one deep safety. So if Nanakuli can go deep and successfully make that connection, we'll see what they can do. But for now, AIea loading the box.
Well, with the quarterback, you got to add on to the run game. You got to account for the quarterback.
Here's the handoff up the middle. Nanakuli surges ahead. It's another 1st down. They continue to move the ball after starting this drive on their own 3-yard line.
Nanakuli was lucky that I didn't think that everybody was set for a whole count when that guy went in motion, but play goes on. Nanakuli with their 1st down. This is where this AIea defense has to really step up here. They've done a great job up front in the trenches of making Nanakuli earn everything. Let's see if they can kind of put their foot in the ground a little bit and hold their ground here.
Under 1 minute, 50 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Nanakuli with it 1st and 10 at the 29 of AIea. Salausa back in the shotgun, gets the snap, fakes the handoff, takes it himself. He's rolling right, cuts through the corner, now makes it 7 yards again ahead That seems to be the bread and butter of this run game for Nanakuli, is the quarterback keeper.
It's not very pretty, but it's effective. You're running, faking the ball to the running back. They run guard, tackle, counter for quarterback counter tray, and Sala Usa does a great job getting his pad level down and getting. Now this is where the offensive linemen start to grind on those defensive linemen, making this game, taking it. Do you have what it takes to play another quarter after this? And so running the ball is a great equalizer on the game.
2nd and 4 here. Nanakuli hands it off again. Going to the right side is Zaid Kalua, and Kalua has another first down. Nanakuli moving the ball as they are inside the 20, inside the red zone of Na'ali'i.
I see a lot of hands on hips by the Na'ali'is right now. Peterson, number 4, their outstanding linebacker. A lot of D linemen right now got hands on hips, and this is what that drive is. They started way back at their own, 2-yard line, and this is a drive that's been 6, 7, 8, 9 plays already into this drive, and it's gonna starts to wear on you.
And AIea is actually going to call its second timeout of this drive with 53 seconds left. We're going to step away for a 30-second break. You're listening to OIA Football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Here's the dream. Keep doing what you love. What drives you? What's your passion? Whether you're catching waves, climbing mountains, or playing with the grandkids, the choices you make now can help you keep living your life your way. At Hawaii Pacific Health, we're here to help you live healthier with preventive care and a personalized approach. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/healthierlife.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Dial Electric Supply.
Welcome back to Radford High School. Kyle Galdeira and Darnell Arceneaux here with you. Friday night lights, beautiful night for football. And it's been a fun one so far. AIea leading Nanakuli 19-7, but the Golden Hawks are threatening it again. It's a double reverse here, and now a pass is picked off. AIea sniffed it out all the way, and coming back the other way is, I believe, the AIea DB, whoever it is. It was a big play, and that is what you call a momentum killer if you're on offense for Nanakuli.
I think that was size on number 6, but great play. Actually, Nanakuli executed the play to a T up front on the reverse, the blocking schemes. You just had 2 receivers in the same area. So you had one defender covering 2 guys. So somebody busted a route. That should have been an easy walk-in touchdown for the Golden Hawks.
So just like that, instead of coming to within a score, Nanakuli still trails by 12 points after what was almost a 10-minute long drive by the Golden Hawks. AIea gets the ball back up 19-7, 44 seconds left here in the third quarter.
This offense right now has to keep their defense off the field, get a couple of first downs because they've been on the field for 12 straight plays.
At least get it to the quarter break so their team can get a break, and it's going to be a false start. Elijah Mendoza, the quarterback for AIea, back in the game after stretching out that calf cramp.
And those are those killers, those turnovers that we talked about. You can't have them in the red zone or going in for a score, off of a timeout. You thought you're telling everybody what they got to do in their job, and those are the ones that just kill. At the end of the day, you look back going, we gave up too many opportunities, especially after getting all the way down there, doing all the grimy work, on all that stuff, and end up turning the ball over.
And the interesting thing, you make a great point, Darnell. Even if let's say they hang on to win this game, there's a lot for them to improve on. This has been, I dare to say, a sloppy effort by both teams. But if you can escape with the win, it's almost like, okay, we made it. Now how do we level up our game moving forward?
Yes, yep.
Back to live action here. 1st and 15 for Na'ali'i. Pass over the middle, actually to the left side. It's caught by the stud for AIea, Ezra Keela Spencer. He has 3 touchdowns and over 120 yards. And we're not even through 3 quarters yet.
Yeah, he's got some juice in him. He really likes those out-breaking routes, really shifty. He's always pressing leverage. This AIea offense, their short game is basically their extension of their run game, basically. So, again, that's what they're about. I mean, you got to do what you do. You be who you are. And they want to throw the ball with Mendoza. You got to throw the ball.
AIea leading 19-7, 39 seconds left before the third quarter break. And a 2nd and 8 coming up here for Na'ali'i. Shotguns formation again with receivers to either side of Mendoza. Takes the snap, tosses it left. Nice catch and a big hit, but not after it's pulled in. I believe that was Andreas Adams making the catch over the middle.
Yeah, nice job by Adams, just running a basic high-low level slant, really getting behind the backers. Nice pitch and catch. Good size receiver, long, lanky, kind of reminds me of a Ashley Lee type build, wearing that single 8. AIEA's really got some skill positions, guys. As this season goes along, I could see them making a deep run just because of the way that Mendoza can push the ball down the field offensively.
3rd and 2 here, and the third quarter clock is going to expire. We're going to take a timeout and take a little breather, but AIEA going into the fourth quarter with a 19-7 lead over Nanakuli. You're listening to OIA Football live on a Friday night right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit TimmyT's.com to skip the line and order online today.
Sunday on Compass Media Network's coverage of the NFL. A new season is here, and the march to Super Bowl 59 is on. Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys look to make an early season statement against Myles Garrett and the Cleveland Browns. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join Kevin Ray, Steve Berline, and me for all the action as these two cross-conference powerhouses kick off the new year. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns. If it's the NFL, it's right here.
On Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
The Department of Veterans Affairs is so innovative, it not only improves the lives of veterans, it transforms the lives of healthcare professionals who serve them with access to the latest technologies and remarkable benefits. Transform your future at vacareers.va.gov.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health.
Back here live at Radford High School, Kyle Galdeira and Darnell Arceneaux. And just as we start the fourth quarter, another penalty. It's going to be a big roughing the passer call. So instead of getting the stop on 4th down, Nanakuli gives up 15 yards. AIEA marching ahead for a first down near the 40-yard line on its own side.
You know, Nanakuli's defense really stepping up there, getting a pass breakup by their corner on a slant route, and you get a roughing the passer. Those are the ones that also just, you know, it brings your defense back down. You're about to get off the field. Now you got to go back to work here on first down.
So I had needed that first down, like you said, keeping the defense on the sideline, getting some rest for Notley, and more importantly, running the clock up by 12 here in the fourth quarter. AIEA will probably look to milk that clock a bit instead of working in the hurry-up that they've been playing in so far tonight. Mendoza back in the shotgun, clapping his hands, flanked by Iapo to his right. Gets the snap, 7-step drop, looking left, wide open receiver, and a nice diving catch. Oh, it's ruled incomplete. The umpire and the line judge will talk about it. It did hit the ground, and that one is ruled incomplete. I thought Spencer had made the catch, but that call made by the referee on our side.
You know, Spencer does a really good job of tracking, hand-eye coordination, tracking the ball. He's really good at that, and especially anything that's low to his body. He goes and gets it. Those are always receivers that were QB friendly. But nice job. Mendoza just needs to get that ball up a little bit.
2nd and 10 coming up here for AIEA. 11-16 left to go in the ball game. Na'ali'i leading the visiting Nanakuli Golden Hawks 19-7.
Those are the ones that, you know, completions you got to get because it also keeps the clock moving. You know, as much as you want to get stats and you want to get the win and get out of here and keep everybody healthy.
Mendoza with it, 5-step drop, looking over the middle, takes his time now, whips it to the right side. Receiver comes back and makes the catch. That looks like Kakpaw. is making the catch deep in Nanakuli territory. A nice job adjusting by the receiver. He didn't give up on the play, tracked the ball, made the catch. That's going to be a gain of about 27.
Yeah, nice little snag concept. You have a slant, you have an arrow, and then Kakpa was on the corner route running that snag concept. So he was actually open earlier. If Mendoza would have saw him, it would have been an easy walk-in touchdown if he would have caught that in stride. So a little bit of a late read, but still a completion for a big first down.
So AIea trying to get another score and add some insurance here. They're up by 12, 10:40 to go in the ball game, and they have 1st and 10 at the 33 of Nanakuli.
You know, here you got that clock rolling. You want to keep this thing moving. I would love to see an RPO or some type of bubble screen to Kakpa to get him the ball.
And we have a stoppage before the play.
I think the receiver.
Yeah, it's going to be a false start. The receiver on the opposite side got a little too antsy there, and that'll bring up 1st and 15. Definitely not a shortage of penalties tonight. 10:23 left to go in the ball game. The clock should be running, but it stopped for some reason. 19-7 is the AIea lead. Mendoza back in the gun. Couple of receivers to each side. Tosses it quickly to the right side. And immediately, Spencer stopped.
I think that's the bad read there by Mendoza. That's the RPO. I think Paul he scores a touchdown. They run counter, and there's nobody to the left side of the Golden Hawks defense. So those are the plays there that Mendoza's got to see that, hey, if the box count is good, just go ahead and hand the ball off. Especially, I can see Coach Mika frustrated a little bit. He wants that clock to move. He wants to probably establish the run game just a little bit, especially when you're giving the ball to your best player.
Coach Mika Li'i in his first year with Na'ali'i. 2-0 so far, looking to make it 3-0 if they can hang on for this win. Big play coming up here. 2nd and 15 for AIea. 2 minutes gone in the 4th quarter, and that pass over the outstretched arms of Adams, that'll bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, that was a little forced play trying to get the ball into Adams. Again, if he can work his eyes, Mendoza work his eyes, get through his progression and get back to the backside. You know, when you look at the front side, you move linebackers. So if you can work to your 2nd and your 3rd progression, you get some better windows backside.
Ezra Kila Spencer with all 3 of AIEA's touchdowns tonight. We'll see if he can add another one on this drive.
They end up going quads left, single receiver to the right.
We'll see what AIea does here, if maybe they isolate that receiver to the right side or try to mix it up in the slot. Mendoza calling out this cadence, 7-step drop, looking left. He has a receiver, and there is Kakpa. Kakpa tackled at the 6-yard line of Nanakuli. Great job on 3rd and long, making it count. AIea on the move again.
That was the same play that Spencer scored on earlier. There is a flag on the play.
This game, of course, needed another flag. Said no one ever.
Oh, I think it was the flag dropped out of his pocket.
Okay.
So
that's good.
Even better.
Yep. The flag is waved off. It did fall out of the pocket, so that's good. It is going to be a successful first down for AIea, and they are now in business. 1st and goal at the 7 of Nanakuli. The clock should be running, and there it goes. 9:20 left to play in this game. AIea looking to add to its 19-7 lead.
This should be a touchdown to Kakpa down here on a corner route.
Mendoza empty set, trips to the right side, our far side, as the ball's on the left hash. Mendoza gets the snap, 3-step drop, looking left, and it's going to be batted down by number 9, Hunter Kealoha from Nanakuli.
Yeah, they were trying to run a little pick play with Paktal and Hika, number 12 from AIea to the 2 receiver side. Just a little bit of collision versus press coverage. So something got to clean up down here for AIea, surely in the red zone.
9:01 left to play in the game. AIea looking to put the stranglehold on Nanakuli if they can get a score here. Already up 12, looking to make it a 3-score game.
I think that's some of the benefits by having a quarterback that can throw the football. When you go to these wide open sets, whether it's quads, you're looking for a lot of pick plays down here in the red zone.
Mendoza with a big play here. Second and goal, runs to his right, now throws it right, and a good job by Nanakuli's defense making that play. And it looks like another personal foul, roughing the passer, will come here. And as Mendoza is still on the ground, we'll see if he's okay. And then another flag. This one is an unsportsmanlike on the AIea bench. So what I was going to say is AIea will get the automatic first down, but then after the play, it'll go 15 yards back in favor of Nanakuli. So not good for AIea there. Even though they do get the first down, but you don't want to let your emotions get out of hand. I mean, the referee called the penalty. You can't be barking at the referee to do even more.
Yeah, those are the ones that, you know, as a coach, you got to set the example to the young man that you're coaching out there. But you're always trying to protect. I totally understand his frustration about protecting the players. This isn't the quarterback's first late hit of this game. There's been about 3 personal fouls on the quarterback, and I think he's making sure that, you know, either there needs to be an ejection or some type of penalty for that, because it is getting a little ridiculous on the late hits on the quarterback.
So it will be a personal foul, roughing the passer, giving AIea another first down and goal, and then we'll go back 15 yards. So it should be 1st and 10 for AIea at the 18-yard line, and we'll see how everything gets sorted out. But in the meantime, I want to go back to Ezra Keela Spencer. He has 3 touchdowns tonight, and that reminds us that great things come in threes, like Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, Moanalua Shopping Center, and Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit timmytees.com to order online today.
You know, this is with Mendoza going down, you're going to your backup quarterback, which would be number 1 Mendoza.
Evan Mendoza.
Evan Mendoza. You need to find some type of running game. If Mendoza can get back into this game and finish the game, you don't want him back there throwing these balls and getting hit. Does look like it could be some type of quad injury. I see him kind of, or maybe his back. So you just, you know, wish that, you know, nothing bad has happened to this guy.
And as Elijah Mendoza tries to make his way up, we're going to step away for a 30-second timeout and be right back. You're listening to OIA Football on the Hawai'i Sports Radio Network.
Here's the dream. Keep doing what you love. What drives you? What's your passion? Whether you're catching waves, climbing mountains, or playing with the grandkids, the choices you make now can help you keep living your life your way. At Hawaii Pacific Health, we're here to help you live healthier with preventive care and a personalized approach. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/healthierlife.
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit timmytees.com to skip the line and order online today.
Your home for USC Trojans football. KGU AM K236CR Honolulu is the Hawaii Sports Radio Network on 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Kyle Galdeira and Darnell Arceneaux back here with you on a Friday night at Radford High School. AIea with the ball, 1st and goal at the 18 after those penalties. Backup quarterback is in the game. That is Hiki. And Hiki says, I'm going to take it myself. Hiki Kim Choi Kebalo scrambles for 16 yards and a big play on first down for AIea.
Yeah, Hiki goes, then that's part of that running game right there. Quarterback power, nice job of spreading them out. Nanakuli came with the all-out blitz. And, again, if you can hit a crease versus blitz, it's usually 6.
And the starting quarterback for AIea remains on the sideline. Elijah Mendoza being treated for what looks like either a back or lower body injury. We hope he's okay, and we'll keep you posted if he returns. But that sports injury report is brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, creating a healthier Hawaii. AIea with it, 2nd and goal now at about the 6-yard line. 8 minutes left to go in this ball game. AIea leading 19-7 over Nanakuli. Back at quarterback is Hiki. Hiki runs to the right. He has speed. Now throws it. The receiver has it. It is a touchdown. That is Kakpal with his first touchdown of the game. That's now 4 touchdowns for AIea. They surge ahead 25-7. And Darnell, that might have been the final nail. We talked about building the house, right? AIea's been building it. That one might have been the capper for Na'ali'i tonight.
You know, Hiki has 2 touchdown passes on the night now. But that's Kukpal's first one. Nice job of running sprint out 2-by-2 formation. Just basically running a cell concept with a sprint out, running an out and a corner route. So nice job of working the front pylon, making that pass and catch.
We'll see if AIea can make the 18-point lead 19 with the extra point here. Nanakuli has already blocked 1 and has stuffed a 2-point conversion. Here's a snap. Hold is good. Kick is up, and it is barely over the crossbar, but good. Successfully kicked there by Dominic Okada. And just like that, AIea with a commanding 26-7 lead here in the OIA Division I opener for both AIea and Nanakuli. And Darnell, on that note, let's say things stay as is. AIea improves to 3-0 and 1-0 in conference play. What does Nanakuli need to do to bounce back? They have a backup quarterback. You know, they're off to a rough start. They would be if things hold up 1-4 overall, 0-1 in conference play. How do they bounce back knowing that they're banged up and they have some discipline issues to deal with?
You know, you just got to get back to your roots. You got to get back to what you're known for, running the football, playing very, very good defense. And their defense has been playing well. But obviously you're going to have some guys suspended. You got to get healthy. And then I think you got to start maybe giving some guys some other opportunities down on your depth chart to see what they can do.
Joel Taylor kicking things off for AIea. Right to left it goes. As we are nearly midway through the fourth quarter, Nanakuli returning this one. They're going to be bottled up at about the 27-yard line. Another late push. Do we see a flag? Fortunately, no on that play, as Nanakuli will take over down by 19. And Darnell, Nanakuli in must-score territory. In fact, must-touchdown territory if they're going to get back in this ballgame.
Well, I think right here for Nanakuli, you just want to get some continuity. You want to leave this game with something on a positive note. And again, it's a long season. You know, game ones aren't going to define who you are, but it gets you off to the right track. And so just getting something positive here on this drive, whether it's a few first downs and a punt, and offensively, they just got to start to grind away at some of the things that they need to do this season.
Salausa has it. He's throwing it. It's going to be completed to the left side for a gain of at least 6, maybe 7. And more importantly, Nanakuli gets out of bounds, so that'll stop the clock at 7:31 here in the fourth quarter. A lot of ways to go, but if Nanakuli can get a quick score, maybe get an onside kick, Hanahoet, they're right back in this ball game.
Nice job by the quarterback right there, setting his feet, throwing a nice little out route to his receiver. So, you know, Nanakuli is still going to keep playing. That's what they do. That's what they're known for. It's just trying to get some, again, that continuity here on offense.
Salausa with it, trips to the right side. He throws a rainbow, and it's going to be nearly caught, but way out of bounds by his receiver. His intended receiver was Lyric Anuenue, and that is going to be an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. Pardon me, 3rd and 5 coming up here for Nanakuli.
Yeah, they go trips right. They run basically a street concept. That ball just got away from their QB right now, and you know he's just trying to do all he can to get his team on the scoreboard right now.
Almost looked like one of those kind of grenades that you just kind of whip up there and hopefully it falls.
I didn't want to say it being a former quarterback. It looked like a punt, but it's one of those that we've all had them when the ball slips out of your hands. So I've had too many in my career. So I feel Salausa's pain right now.
Salausa back in the gun, 3rd and 5, goes to the right side again. This one is hauled in, and that looks like big number 81, Vai Fanuaia. We'll double check that. It is indeed big 81, as Fanuaia makes the first down connection. 1st and 10 for Nanakuli at its own 40.
And we see right there Salausa can get it done through the air, doing a nice job on a nice little flat out route, put it right under the receiver's chin, gives him a great opportunity to catch and get up the field for a first down.
The thing here for Nanakuli is they're letting a lot of time run off the clock. We're under 7 minutes now as they are doing a full huddle. They break finally and get set up with a bit of a bunch formation. Salausa, quick pass to the left side. That one is hauled in again. Looks like Fanuaia. And Fanuaia is pushed out of bounds, so that should stop the clock. It's going to be a gain of a loss of 1. So good job by AIea's defense stopping that pass play.
Yeah, that's just their arrow quick screen right there to their tight end. Just trying to pick up some cheap yardage with the screen game, which is good for this offense. They shouldn't shy away from the run. They should still try to pound the ball if they can a little bit here and there. But they're working on some things, I think, for not just this game, but for their season, trying to stretch the field a little bit.
You hear the fans asking Nanakuli to do something here, and Nanakuli trying to do that as bouncing to the left side is the running back, but he's going to be stopped. It'll bring up
a fumble.
Oh, it is a fumble. The ball did come out, and it looks like AIea ball, and that might do it. Now Lee up by 19. They get the ball back with 6:33 to go. But as we look now at the quarterback for AIea, Elijah Mendoza, it looked like the trainers are kind of using that flashlight near his eyes. I wonder if that means it's a head and neck injury, which could be very bad long term for this season, at least for Mendoza. Hopefully he can recover from that.
Yeah, main thing is you like that he walked off the field on his own. He's probably more bummed not being able to finish this game, but I think those are some of the things that AIea will go back and look at is how can we keep him upright? Do we have to keep a running back in? These empty sets nowadays, one way you beat empty sets is you light them up, you send pressure. So
AIea will bring in their receiver / backup quarterback, and he hands off to Kakpao. Kakpao up the middle. He is loose. Another score. Jeremy scoring again, this time on the ground. It is all AIea tonight, nearly halfway through the fourth quarter, and AIea surges ahead 32-7.
Nice inside counter game to Kakpao. That's what they were missing. We've been asking for it, and you ask, you shall receive. And nice job by this offensive line, by AIea, really moving on their counters, really getting seal blocks, being able to pull the guards and kick out and seal. Nice job of execution up front.
And we talked about the negative of Elijah Mendoza being out, but the positive is that with Kim Choi Keabalo as quarterback, the Nanakuli defense needed to respect his speed, and by kind of sucking the defenders up, that made the hole for Kakpao, who scampered for the long touchdown.
Yeah, again, when you get all these defenders up in the box, 9 in the box, you hit a crease, you're gone. And Kakpao has that type of game-breaking speed once he gets in the secondary.
And it looked like the extra point was good. However, there's another flag on the play. We'll see what gets sorted out here. Main thing for AIea, though, is they do get the touchdown. It's 32-7 momentarily, halfway through this fourth quarter.
Referee's going to have to ice his arm down like his shoulder. He might have more passing attempts throwing the flag than Nanakuli Salausa does
he
tonight.
He might have to switch to the left hand to even out the damage there. And it looks like
they're going to replay this try.
Right, so it's going to be a 5-yard penalty, maybe a snap infraction or something procedure-wise. So the point will come off the board. It remains 32-7, and AIea will attempt that extra point again. So it looks like, Darnell, AIea should hang on to get this victory. We won't count it officially, but again, looking ahead, let's say that Mendoza is sidelined. It looks like AIea has something cooking. If Kim Choi Keabalo continues to play that position, do you think they'll stick with that, or maybe go to a more traditional passing attack?
This coaching staff will, I think you got to look what you have. If he's not a true passer, you can't make him do something that he's not good at. But they have enough weapons on the perimeter that can do things. So
that extra point is blocked. Another flag on the play. We'll see if it's declined.
You just hope that Mendoza can get back next week. I think this team, AIea, has a really good chance of making some noise and getting to the big dance and doing something. And you hate to see these injuries. I think this is a critical time in the game for both teams. Make sure no one gets kicked out,
right,
and keep everybody healthy. It's, both teams aren't very deep. There's not a lot of kids out here tonight. They're not 70-man rosters, and so you got to keep everybody upright.
Yeah, you make a great point. AIea doesn't even have a player over the number 75. That's how, I'm not saying they're small players, but small their roster is, their lineup is. But they're doing a great job tonight. 32-7 after that extra point is blocked. And Na'ali'i in cruise control here, up in their home opener, even though they're playing at Radford as their true home field is being renovated. It's a nice start to the regular season for Na'ali'i tonight. Kickoff is up. Nanakuli back to receive. They do so, running it back past the 25, dancing out near the 30, around the end, and now all the way near the 50-yard line. A nice run back there, and then another late hit, hopefully avoiding a foul there.
Yeah, nice job on the kickoff return for Nanakuli. Everybody does a great job holding their blocks. You know, the big thing is looking ahead to next week, and we still got 6 minutes on the clock. You know, this AIea team has to go to Leilehua, and that's not an easy task. And not being, you know, everybody healthy, it could be a problem. So this is the point of the game. Guys, let's get out of here. Let's run the ball. Let's be safe. And it's one of those games where the point in the game where, hey, keep that clock running.
And I think, interestingly enough, I'm not saying that they're waving the white flag, but Nanakuli knows they can't really pass the ball. They actually run it here for a game of 2, and that actually works in AIEA's favor because not only are they keeping Nanakuli to gains of 1, 2, 3 at a time, but they're running that clock without having to use their offense.
And then next week, Nanakuli travels to Pro City, which is probably going to be a little bit better matchup for them. Pro City's going through a little bit of their struggles this year, moving up to D1. But you know, this Nanakuli team is scrappy. They'll find ways to be in games, and I think turnovers and penalties have really hurt this team here tonight.
Nice teaser there. I'm actually going to be the white hat for that game on a Friday night, so hopefully it is more evenly matched, and hopefully we get a flow going there. But here's another run by Nanakuli that results in about a 6-yard gain, and that'll bring up 3rd and 4 as we tick near the 5-minute mark in this ball game. And another player seems to be cramping up for AIEA. That Sports Injury Report brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health. And let's give you a scoring live score update. Initially, I thought, oh, Kamehameha is keeping it close to St. Louis. Not anymore. 37-7. St. Louis over Kamehameha. So it looks like, I know it's still early, but as long as Punahou and St. Louis continue on this trajectory, those teams are looking like the class of the ILH.
Yeah, well, you know, everything still has to run. I'm a St. Louis guy, don't get me wrong, but everything still has to be run through Kahuku and Campbell. I think, you know, not getting away from this game right now, but I think Campbell is the team to beat. I think they just have, in my mind, the best quarterback in the state. They have some receivers, and they got a defense right now with, you know, the tutelage of Mark Moody out there helping out at Campbell. They're playing really disciplined ball. And what they're doing. You know, Punahou had a big win today versus Iolani, and St. Louis obviously on top of Kamehameha. But I think, you know, the state tournament is always great. You know, if you had some key injuries with McMillan at Mililani being out, that has to, you know, changed the game a little bit. So I'm excited for this high school season and see where everybody ends up.
And your Tees game is on point because next Saturday we're actually going to be out in Ewa Beach for the Campbell game right here on HSRN. And it's a day game because their lights are broken, which is great for us because not only do we get to bring you exclusive coverage of that game, but hopefully we'll be out of there by sunset and then we can enjoy our Saturday night.
There's some ups and downs to the day game. I just going to tell you I need to bring some SPF 1000, IV, a tent. You know, you got to bring it all. Umbrella, long sleeve shirt, some electrolytes. It is going to be hot on the west side.
So that run by Nanakuli brings the Golden Hawks short. They're going to face a 4th and 3 here, 4:26 and winding. They're going to go for it down by quite a bunch here. And AIEA makes a stop. Is Nanakuli short? It looks like they are. And that should be a turnover on downs. And AIEA, they should be able to milk this game away. And a nice job by Na'ali'i, even after an injury apparently suffered by their starting quarterback Elijah Mendoza. They continue to pour on the offense and now are up 32-7, getting the ball back.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor, but I'm watching Mendoza on the bench. They're looking at his lower back like it's a lower back contusion. Maybe took a knee to the back or something like that, which is a good sign. You don't really want to see anything on the head or neck area. You kind of want it more on a body part lower than the neck. So if it's a back thing, a stinger, or kind of, you get kind of those, need in that spot where you just can't kind of bend, and, that it happens as a quarterback. So hopefully he can be ready next week.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor, and I didn't stay at a certain hotel last night, but Mendoza hasn't stopped cocking his neck to the left.
Yeah.
So it seems like that really kind of is reverberating up his spine into his neck area.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can get some treatment on that and get back for next week. But in the meantime, AIea really hasn't missed a beat, as Hiki Kim Choi Kebalo, the receiver, is doing a great job playing backup quarterback with his speed, and AIea with a no-gain run there. But the main thing is they're keeping that clock moving under 4 minutes.
Yeah, you got, big 28 back there running the ball, CJ for AIea right now. And this is something that's good for them, too. If it's not Cock Paul running the ball, or if it's CJ, they got to find a little identity in the run game just to keep teams honest.
So AIea taking as much time off this game clock as they can, down to 3:30 now, with a 32-7 lead over Nanakuli. It's going to be a handoff. This one taken by the big running back Iapo. CJ Iapo, the senior, up the middle.
And this is a tough situation where everybody knows you're going to run the ball. So now you got everybody lined up in the box, and your big back's just taking a thud. So, I mean, it is kind of at this point what it is, and you got to take the good with the bad, but at least you're getting some penetration by the Golden Hawks defense, and your offensive line is also learning how to grind and lean on guys. So you treat it as short yardage type of plays.
Speaking of grinding, be sure to stay tuned. Right after the game, we're going to give out our Timmy T's grinder of the game. I think I know who it is, but stay tuned. I'm not going to give it away. We want you to stick around for that post-game show right after this ball game. 3rd and long coming up here for AIea, 2:40 and winding here in the ball game. Hiki back in the shotgun. It's going to be a fake handoff and a quick screen pass to the left side, taken by the speedy Ezra Keela Spencer. And he might be in the running for our grinder of the game. You got to stay tuned and check it out. But right there, Spencer gets 10 more yards, and it'll be a manageable 4th and 3 coming up for Na'ali'i.
Nice job. Na'ali's come up 2-by-2 formation. Probably going to be a hard count to try and draw him offside for a cheap first down.
2:08 and winding. Hiki back in the gun again. I think I agree with you, Darnell. They're going to try to run this clock down, maybe take a timeout. The hard count not working. Oh, and then the center, he almost juked himself out. He snapped the ball halfway, then tried to put it back, acting like nobody could see it. Oh, man. That's one of those where you want to go and hide somewhere, but you're right in the middle of the field holding the ball.
That is a commercial for SkyWest or Southwest. You
want
just
to get away?
Want to get away.
The good news for AIea is they're up by 25. Now, it might be a little more embarrassing if they were on the other side of that score, but good news is AIea will continue to keep the clock running. 1:45 and winding now, and they will punt the ball back to Nanakuli.
And he should take his time right here. He doesn't need to. I would even take a delay of game.
Yeah, they're at the 48 on their own side. Clock now under 1:30 seconds. They're going to wait for the. I thought they were going to wait for the back judge. It's going to be a blocked punt, though. And now it tips a Nanakuli player, so that means it should be AIea ball. But we're going to sort it out and see. Oh, and now we have some pushing and shoving. Hopefully the coaches can separate the players here. The last thing you want is a cheap ejection, which will then carry over to next game for that ejected player. And the referees are going to talk about it because basically the punt was blocked. It tumbled and bumbled around. It went off of a non-Na'ali'i player's arm, and then AIea recovered. So basically the referees are going to talk about if possession was gained, did it cross the neutral zone or not, and all those other procedural things. And right now, all 5 referees coming together to talk about it. And this is big because if AIea does indeed recover, it'll be a brand new set of downs, and they can run the clock out and win this game.
Well, good thing the referee was looking at the ball instead of what the 2 individuals were doing, because both of them threw blows where that would have been immediate ejections and then suspensions next week. So those 2 players are actually very lucky that they didn't get ejected out of the game. So at this point, it looks like it's going to be Golden Hawks ball.
It is going to be Nanakuli. I think it was because there was no possession by Nanakuli before it got turned over. So because of that, Nanakuli ball. But great point, Darnell. I saw some of those fisticuffs as well. And fortunately for the players, they didn't get caught. Nanakuli tosses it. It's going to be a completed pass. And the Golden Hawks will get about 7 yards there. 1 minute left to go in the ball game. Clock continues to run. AIea about a minute away from their first OIA D1 regular season victory this season, and the first conference win by new head coach Mika Li'ili'i.
You know, Salausa is more than capable of leading this Nanakuli team by throwing the football. They just got to refine his tools and some route combinations, and I think Nanakuli can be fine moving forward with him at quarterback until Torres gets back. But you know, the big emphasis on both these teams tonight watching is they got to clean everything up. You're leaving too many plays on the field because of penalties. We took off a score early in that first quarter by Chuck on a penalty on the backside of a play. So cleaning up penalties on both teams is a must.
3rd and 4 here. Nanakuli runs it up the middle. They're going to get a first down. The clock will stop momentarily for the chains to move, but we could be a couple of plays away from ending this ball game. Nanakuli doing its best to stay in, but they were just no match for the offensive weaponry and staunch defense of AIea tonight. Oh, a big stop. Speaking of defense, that was 22 flying in. Chad Colburn, the senior quarterback, making a big hit and really putting an exclamation point on this win for AIea.
Yeah, nice RPO concept. Salausa sees that the box numbers were good, throws it out to on that quick little hitch route, but Colburn comes up and delivers a blow.
And that is going to be all she wrote. This game is power. AIea comes away with the 32-7 victory over Nanakuli. We'll be back to wrap things up in the post-game show and present our Timmy T's Grinder of the Game. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. This is OIA Football on the Hawai'i Sports Radio Network.
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit TimmyT's.com to skip the line and order online today.
Dial Electric Supply is Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, serving commercial and retail customers alike. Located at 2240 Kalua Opalena Street, Dial Electric's expanded retail showroom features one of the largest selections of lighting fixtures, fans, and smart home lighting solutions. Schedule an appointment with one of their design experts to create a home lighting design that you will enjoy for many years to come. Visit dialelectricsupply.com or give them a call at 808-845-7811.
Here's the dream. Keep doing what you love. What drives you? What's your passion? Whether you're catching waves, climbing mountains, or playing with the grandkids, the choices you make now can help you keep living your life your way. At Hawaii Pacific Health, we're here to help you live healthier with preventive care and a personalized approach. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/healthierlife.
This is your home for Dallas Cowboys football. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join us all season long as the Cowboys look to defend their NFC East title and work their way towards Super Bowl 59. We'll bring you all the exciting NFL action each week. Dallas Cowboys football can be heard right here
on Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Brought to you by Ko'olau Federal Credit Union. No matter where on Oahu you stay, you can join Ko'olau FCU today.
Go Cowboys!
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit TimmyT's.com to skip the line and order online today.
OIA Athletics on the Hawai'i Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Welcome back to Radford High School. The victorious AIea Na'ali'i enjoying the post-game celebration following their 32-7 victory over Nanakuli. Actually, some Friday night fireworks literally going off behind the south side end zone here at Radford. Kyle Galdeira and Darnell Arceneaux here with you, wrapping things up. And it was basically AIea all the way in the first half, a 19-0 lead. Then Darnell, Nanakuli snuck back in. They got a touchdown right before halftime. And then AIea just pulled away in the second half with a couple of touchdowns to really put this thing away. And great job by AIea starting the D1 season off on a positive note.
Yeah, you know, AIea came in with the game plan of they wanted to spread it around, throw the ball around. And they did. Their quarterback Mendoza did a great job. Started off a little slow. That first series went 0-3, and then came back out and really started to spray the ball all different parts of the field. So it was nice to see this AIea team kind of get off to a good start with their quarterback. That was a transfer from Waipahu last year. And also seeing Nanakuli. They've gone through little ups and downs and some adversity here in this early season by losing their quarterback and them trying to find their identity. So a good start to the season for both teams. A lot to clean up, but was very exciting tonight.
And before we get to our player of the game, we got to give a positive vibe shout out to Elijah Mendoza, the starting quarterback for AIea. The AIea team is actually having their post-game prayer around the quarterback, so hopefully he can recover from whatever injury he suffered tonight and continue back this season, as I think AIea has a lot of promise going forward. And on that note, we want to give out our inaugural Timmy T's Grinder of the Game, our Player of the Game award. Darnell, who is our Timmy T's Grinder of the Game?
The Timmy T's Grinder of the Game goes to Ezra Keeley Spencer. 9 catches for 133 yards, 3 tubs, and a long of 45 yards. This kid was amazing tonight, made some spectacular catches. And what's so good about Ezra Spencer is once he gets the ball, he gets north and south right away. The quickness, the elusiveness that he brings, the catch radius. This guy's a limit for this team. You've got Spencer, you've got Kakpaul, you've got Adams, you got Mendoza, you got Hika. They've got a really good skill group to go with the really veteran offensive line. If Mendoza can get back healthy, this team could make some noise in late October.
So we'll keep an eye on that. It's been a great start to the OIA D1 campaign right here on HSRN. And that Timmy T's Grinder of the Game award is brought to you by Timmy T's Sandwich Shop. Elevate your next team event with Timmy T's. Visit TimmyT's.com to pre-order sandwich trays, cookie platters, and pickle buckets. Log on right now and do it. You know you want to. That's our Timmy T's Grinder of the Game, Ezra Keela Spencer. 3 touchdowns and a bunch of yards for AIea tonight. That's going to do it here from Radford High School. But before that, we want to send our mahalos out to Paul Brecht in the studio, our in-studio engineer and producer, Michael Escaro on site for photos, our sideline reporter, and a bunch of great info from him. Great job all week by Michael as the fireworks show finally comes to a close here. As we both jump here, Ku'ule Agbayani on site, our social media savant and host of Wake Up in the Den every weekday morning from 8 to 10 a.m. It's now a 2-hour show. Be sure to tune in for that. And, of course, you get the last word, Darnell Arceneaux. Awesome job. Great to have you next to me again. And we're going to do it in a few weeks out at Campbell.
Yes, we are. Glad to be back. And I tell you folks out there, if you can get down to an OIA event, see these young kids, the way they're playing, the community, wrap your arms around these young men and women out there, whether it's girls, volleyball or football, air riflery or bowling. Our student athletes do a tremendous job in our community, and they need all our support and our love. So from all of us to all of you guys out there, we love you, and we'll see you next week.
And that'll put a bow on this one. AIea victorious over Nanakuli, 32-7. That'll wrap things up from Radford High School. For our entire hardworking crew, take care, everyone. I'm Kyle Galdeira. Aloha.
You've been listening to Timmy T's Sandwich Shop's special presentation of OIA Athletics and the featured Game of the Week on 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health.
Creating a healthier Hawaii.
DSE Hawaii.
Providing customer value.
And Dial Electric Supply.
Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier.
Tonight's game was made possible also in part thanks to the following. Play-by-play announcer Kyle Galdeira. Play-by-play color commentator Darnell Arceneaux. On-site technical producer and operations director Ku'ule Agbayani. On-field photographer and reporter Michael Lascaro. And in-studio technical engineer Paul Brecht. Visit HawaiiSportsRadio.com for a complete programming guide of upcoming games and more. We now return you to regular scheduled programming right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.